We're live with we're episode
Rick
3,
and
right?
Morty.
I got it
Rick
right,
and
right? Rick and Morty,
Rick and
yes.
Morty. Rick and Morty.
This is episode
Rick.
3
Rick.
of
Rick.
the con. We've split the party for this. So this is only going to be half. It's probably more than half.
The better group.
The better group, sure. We're
Honestly,
eventually gonna give you guys a name, but we'll figure that out later. But
Dream Team.
Dream Team, all right. Um
Dream Stand Team.
D.
So in the last session, we'll just kind of catch everyone up that either missed or wasn't around at the time. Last session, the party who had just gotten to the city of Grandhelm, and before that, fighting two manticores on their way to the city, also encountering a man by the name of Kellic, who challenged them to a fight.
Wait, I have a
fleeing.
question.
Yes.
Will we occasionally meet up with the other group for the boss fights?
On occasion,
okay.
yeah, that's the goal.
That's pretty okay. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys ended up fighting a group of traffickers who then you did find out the location of their hideout via means of a mysterious figure standing in an alleyway, where you then went into said hideout, killed all of the traffickers, discovered they were trafficking both people and animals when you found a small halfling girl by the name of Dusk, who is a dream domain cleric, as you found out. And then Magnus signed up for the fighting competition that was happening in the middle of the town square, winning the competition before you guys all retired to the bar that you guys have been at, while I want to say Jotun was just wandering the streets looking for drugs.
As one does.
Yes, as one does. Which I'm going to say you had little success, mainly because of the festival. And you ended up you probably around sunset, about an hour before when the drinking competition would have started within the tavern. You would have returned to the tavern. Which, did I ever give a name for said tavern? Does anyone remember this?
I don't know. Did you?
It's called the King's.
Did you?
It's the King's Cauldron. That was the name of the tavern that I couldn't remember last session. Was the King's Cauldron. If anyone wants to take that as a note, that'll be helpful to everyone, because I will probably forget at some point. I do need to write it down, but I'll write it down later. But on this note,
wait, am I at this tavern or no?
You're at the tavern. So it's
okay.
Right now. It's you. You've entered the tavern. Calder, Umlek, Svex, and Jabbers have all reunited within this tavern. They've kind of found a table or speaking amongst each other.
Yes, sir, baby.
Does anyone want to? What would you guys be talking about, Calder or Svex?
If Yotan was there, actually no, I would be catching up with Svex.
Yeah,
right,
probably.
Because he hasn't been there. I'd be. I guess if we want to talk in character.
Yeah, and a reminder on what Svex was doing. He had kind of wandered the streets trying to not remember, but figure out what happened to him when he was on his way to Grandhelm during our episode 1.5, where it was just Svex.
Okay. So I guess it'll open up with us finding him in the bar, or him finding us.
You already found him in the bar.
Okay.
You guys you have a table.
Right.
Would anyone else have any information on any kind of syndicates or anything in our group? I know no one has given any sign of that, but based on their background,
I could talk to the what's his name? To the guard friend that I have.
Yeah, currently he's not around though, but you guys are at the bar right now. It's getting what you know is there was a drinking competition in an hour. It seemed that the other members of the party, Magnus and Journey and them, were possibly going to partake, but they are nowhere in sight at the time.
Right.
You assume they're elsewhere on the streets doing God knows, the gods know what.
Uh-huh.
So proceed with your conversation if you would like.
I'll
Alright,
walk
so-
up to him.
I was just gonna toss a baggie right in front of Calder and like point to it, signifying, asking if he knows anything.
I guess I'll open up the bag and I'll be like, "Well, what is this? Where did you find this?"
What's in the
Well,
bag?
I mean, whatever drug that I was apparently successful in
Oh, it's
obtaining.
your drugs. I'll be like, "Why the hell do you have this stuff?"
It's like some kind of grounded like
Powder.
herb of some sort.
I'll take just like a little bit. To
No,
my
it sounds
pinky.
like my kind of.
I'll take like a little bit to my pinky and I'll like not snort it, but like kind of smell it, see if it has an odor.
Give you
Roll
some-
a medicine check for me.
Oh, it's a medicine too. See, now we're really getting
9.
into the nitty gritty
A
here.
9.
Mhm.
The only idea you have of this herb is it's something that kind of puts people into kind of pretty much like weed. It's a depressant of some sort.
Okay.
You
Called
know.
it.
Just psychoactive.
Mhm.
Called it.
Stimulant.
Nothing super potent, but it's like
I'll stimulate
It's-
you, Chris.
very, very like it's a very subtle potency, if anything. You don't know how to use this,
Right.
No.
Whether to smoke, snort,
Yeah.
or
but
I'll be like, well, I have no use for this. I did all of the partying I wanted to back in college, so. And I'll walk over to Specs and I'll be like, "Where have you been, man? We've been looking for you forever."
Did
For,
you
like,
just
2
take
whole
this
days.
and not relay any of that information to me? You
No, I did.
fucking. Oh, okay.
I told you I was like, I don't know what to do with this, but it's all yours.
Yeah, but that. Okay. All right, I'll take it.
Obviously, you found the drug. You would know what it is.
he could have
I
just
thought you
scared
might
the
know
dude
something
off.
more. Yeah, I mean, I thought you might know something more.
I mean,
He
I can
rolled
look
what
through
he
my
knew.
book, but yeah,
The dice spoke.
I'm not proficient with tools on this guy, so.
That's you.
Hold on, my family is dying.
Brice, stop playing games.
Sorry. All right, so what do you ask me?
I'll be like, "Hey, man, where have you been? We've been looking for you ever since we got to Grand Helm."
I haven't.
Some may call it I've been searching for myself.
Ah, one of those spiritual adventures. I understand. Well, I see it's good to have you back, though, so. I don't know where the rest of everyone else went off to, but it is the Lunar Harvest Festival, so they're probably around town somewhere. We'll catch up with them later.
We just hear party rock anthem.
Yeah, it's just really quietly, just
Yeah.
party rockets in the house.
So we like to party.
Just a thumping bass.
So we like to party somewhere in the distance.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys end up sitting down. A couple minutes pass of conversation before everyone roll a perception check for me.
Ah, boo.
Oh shit, where's my dice?
That is a good question. Where's your dice?
Crit fail.
Damn, Calder's really distracted by the idea
Well,
that there were drugs handed to him.
I'm talking to Specs as well, but okay.
He's just like
Oh,
he's just a little innocent boy and knows nothing about it.
claims he did drugs in college. He lied.
Yeah, he's actually just like very
The fucking
embarrassed
Smarty
and
pants.
like
20.
ashamed.
I got 20 for perception. Plus
20?
4.
What about
Crit or
Yotan?
dirty?
Give me 1 second. There it is.
Okay. Yotan, Sphex, and Jabbers all seem to notice towards the door one of the Crown's Guard, not one that you guys recognize, enters the bar, looks around, looks straight at Calder and all of you, and then slowly makes his way over. This man is it's a silver dragonborn, sword on his side, sheathed at the time, kind of resting one hand on it as he approaches all of you. He stops by the table, now catching Calder's attention, looking at each of you for a moment and says, I've been sent here to retrieve you. The prince calls.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do we need to roll a perception check if he was just gonna fucking walk over to us non-lethally anyway?
Because I wanted to see if you guys would notice him walking in. I didn't.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't like, oh God, Crown's guard in front of me, and then like people start jumping around and like
Drugs
freaking
are
out.
still on the table.
The drugs are still.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that known. The drugs are still on the table. I was gonna say, can I sleight of hand those off the table real quick?
If you want
But
to.
I'm
If
not
you want
stealthy
to.
enough. He didn't say anything.
Well,
I'll
I
be like,
mean, you didn't leave. I thought we were sitting at the bar together. And you said you
Yeah.
gave him back to me. You didn't
Okay,
say you
Evan.
threw him on the
smoke him in
table
front
and
of
we
him.
both
Why
left
don't
him
you?
there. Yeah.
yeah, just be like, hey, do you know how to smoke this?
I mean, I have him. He gave him back to me. It's what you said earlier.
Yeah, Yoten has them anyways, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you still had them out though. So
Yeah. He just looks over all of you and he says,
How smetty are these drugs?
the first words Yotan ever speaks.
Yeah.
no,
Alright.
he spoke fucking something retarded
He's-
last time.
He's got a very racist Asian accent.
Last time it
first-
was like
the
some
first thing
weird.
that Yotan says is, "Man, we gonna get high as fuck."
All right.
But
Yeah,
so, yeah, he said
My
he tells you the
penis.
king or the prince has requested your presence at
The
the castle.
prince, is this? Are we needing to pack our bags, or is this a day trip?
Whatever you have, you can come
Wait.
back for later.
Did he request Mind Goblin?
This group in particular, he is looking at all of you and says, "You are the people I've requested." He is requested.
Mind Goblin D's nuts?
He's requested us to meet the Prince
gosh.
Gargalon.
All right, boys, bring it back. Bring it back.
I'll say, well, I guess if the shut the fuck up.
You guys are a bunch of children. Shut the fuck
Not
up.
that funny, holy shit. I guess if the prince has requested us, let's make haste. And I'll gather some things. And...
Fuck, that was a good one.
Can we play an alternate timeline where fucking Daniel's character said that? Where how would she react in RP? Can you or was it a he or a she? The Dragonborn or Dragonborn? No,
Oh,
the
no, oh my god, just fucking
Are you
go.
talking about
What
Journey?
the fuck are you talking about?
weren't we just talking to the royal guard?
Yeah,
It was like
Yeah.
some kind of silver dragon.
He's a silver
Yeah.
dragonborn.
That's what I said. How would he
Oh.
react if fucking Daniel's character had said that to him?
Balrog?
I mean, Evans.
Can I put my paws
Dude, I'm
in
gonna
my-
kill myself. Let's just keep going.
Just
you
keep
guys
going.
are fucking
Yes. All right. So,
I got you, Caleb.
are you guys just grabbing your things and going with the guard?
Yeah, I'll head to my room and make sure that I have just a change of clothes, like my nice change of clothes, not just like my robes.
The only thing I have with me is
These.
what's on my body and Balrus.
Yeah. So, Calder, you come back
What?
down.
Oh wait, hold on, that's not his name.
I was gonna say Valrus. What? When did he get here?
No, he's
He-
talking about
she-
his.
The royal guard starts to frisk me. They're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "D's."
God. No,
Alright,
so
we'll head over.
when
though.
you come down, they've all kind of gone outside during this time. Okay. Sorry, I got a random text message from family. You end up going outside the scene. It's just kind of everyone standing around. Jabbers is some distance just out behind the Dragonborn, doing a mockery, kind of acting the same way he is, like copying every movement. And each time the Dragonborn kind of turns in his direction, he just acts like nothing's going on.
Wow.
Jabber
Wow.
sounds.
But
Wow. That's all I can imagine.
yes. He
Right
leads
down the
you-
road.
so he takes you guys down. Yeah, you guys are taken towards the castle, which you guys had passed on the way in.
Yeah.
But he doesn't take you to the front gates. he takes you to one of the. There's a side entrance, smaller gates, almost hidden. When you guys get to it, you guys would have never guessed it would be there. The small doors open up, allowing you guys inside. There's more guards on the inside who are holding the doors as you guys pass. And the one guard leads you guys up into one of the towers of the building, which is one of the shorter but kind of wider towers that makes up the castle. And you guys are led into a large chamber on the first floor. Everyone who's entering the room, roll a perception check for me.
Can I not just
Can we
investigation
not just fucking
passive?
see?
Oh, crit. Okay, cool. I crit 21.
Yeah, we're all playing with fucking blindfolds right now.
4. Or I'm sorry, 9.
9.
And
And
go with my passive perception.
what about Yotan?
Or I'm sorry,
I'll
my
block
passive
up
is
my
14. 12? No, sorry, it's just to go with 9.
9.
I'll stop
All right.
Honestly, I could.
What are you looking
just-
at, you big fat cat?
all I'm missing is dialogue for my notes, by the way, and this could just be a novel,
Yes.
but it's whatever.
Have you been typing every word that I say?
Just
No.
every major detail.
All right.
All right,
Upon
I'm
entering the
rolling
room,
my. I'm right here. Hold on.
yeah.
Here we go.
Bex, you are kind of taken by the scenery of this room. It's a very nice chamber.
No, I'm
Lights are
not.
bright.
Very
The
fine.
lights are bright. They get in your
The
eyes.
lights are bright.
That's why
Oh,
you're
No,
fucking.
I'm not. I'm a strong man. I don't care about beauty.
See his purple.
You're like,
tapestry.
wow,
Ooh.
it's so regular in here.
So it's so
But-
royal.
You get kind of caught by the whole scenery, not really noticing the 5 individuals that are already in the room. The other 2, you guys see sitting in what looks to be almost is set up like a lounge or like a common area. There's like a couple nice chairs, couches, stuff like that. On one of the couches, Yotan and Calder, you both see what looks to be a wizard and a sorcerer. The sorcerer.
You roll perception for that?
Yes.
We did
Yes,
already.
Well,
I
you
rolled
end
a
up
crit,
you end up noticing these people as you guys get closer. But
What?
I want to break my own legs.
calm down.
Jesus.
I'm
No,
giving you more.
unrelated.
Oh, okay. You notice the sorcerer is
related.
a dragonborn, just like the guard that let you in. However, this dragonborn has a large pair of.
Large, fat, swinging cock.
Let me finish my description, sir.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hate
The
all
guy
of
on
you.
the
He
so
has
the
a
guy on the bench.
he has a
not
large
wrong.
set of dragon's wings that are extruding from his back, slightly opened, as he is sitting there facing a what you only believe to be the prince, human man dressed in very very fine platinum armor.
Oh, I'm playing a level 3 character
Yeah.
still. I'm an idiot.
A sword. He has got a sword on his side, shield on his back. Not wearing a helmet of any kind, but he is sitting in the chair across from them. The wizard, looks to be an Aarakocra. And
How the
as
fuck
he
do you spell that?
Aarakocra,
A.
Aarakocra, Aarakocra.
Thank you.
The Aarakocra, as it kind of glances back at you guys, as the Dragonborn does the same, seems to look similar to that of like Barn Owl. The same kind of facial features, faded purple eyes, golden beak. The robe that they're dressed in is a very fine gray robe. And Calder, this robe kind of intrigues you a little bit. It seems familiar. Roll an Arcana check for me real quick.
Hold on.
I know you're a sage and you know these things, but
Arcana.
That was the
11.
That's actually the DC for this was very low for you.
Fuck yes.
You recognize this. This cloak he's wearing. It takes you a moment as you're taking in kind of the visual. He's wearing it's not cloak, a robe. He's wearing a robe of the Archmage, Magi. I mean the Archmagi. Which you know is a very very rare item.
Occurrence.
Um, he almost looks at the party with a sort of light disdain.
we go
Jeez.
for
As
it.
you guys enter the room, the Dragonborn, however, is a little more curious and seems to take more of a look upon Specs than anyone else.
Do I notice? Is that all that's in the party? It's just that
No,
wizard and
there's
sorcerer?
there's two more people in the room. If you two would like to describe yourselves,
I wonder who those two are.
you see a monk.
Yeah.
I'm not even remembering the races because I'm.
It's me, Maximus Gaylord.
You see two individuals, a human monk, sitting
Odd.
on one chair, and
Meditating.
another Aarakocra who looks to be more druidic. And if you guys would like to describe yourselves for everyone.
Who wants to go first?
Race monk.
Have you ever
Alright.
seen the flattest MILF?
Well, let's see. Wait, do I just go ahead and introduce myself to the
Just
party?
describe what they would see, like
Not
what
in
your
character.
what your
Okay.
character looks like.
So Koshoji looks like a Shigon Buddhist monk. He's adorning orange and yellow robes. They're very ornamental, as if they aren't of any designs of this world. From what it seems, there's ornate koi and what are they? Flamingos ordained all over the robes. He's a clean-shaved man. He's in his early 30s. So it seems. However, yeah, guy is meditating.
What about you, Orion?
You're muted.
Is he muted?
He's muted. I can hear him upstairs though.
He's not muted on Discord.
What? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear
No, not
you.
idiot. I'm
Man, I
talking
Talk about Orion.
unfortunately,
about Rob. We can't hear you.
Rob
I
is
can
Rob
hear
is
you
dead.
upstairs.
unfucking fortunately.
It's not muted on
Try.
Discord. Check your mic.
Yeah.
We're having technical difficulties, everyone. It's part of
I
it.
heard him upstairs, and I was like, "What the hell?"
I'm just like sitting here in
He
silence,
has a
like
Mac. Rip.
a Mac?
You can come downstairs and just describe yourself. If you can just bring your laptop down, you can talk through my mic for a sec.
Am I the only one upstairs? Oh my god, Kevin, you were hearing me!
Oh, hello.
It's because he has a
No, I
Mac.
can still
That's
hear
the
him.
problem.
Alright, you can just talk.
Okay, so Orion is probably with his back to a wall, and he's probably wearing some muddied leather armor with some moss on it, and he doesn't look very clean. It looks like he's been running through the woods, communing with nature as usual. But he just gives you a cold stare.
All right.
Damn, dude, you must have a high deception check, because I know Orion's a fucking shitty production company that went out in the 90s. Nice try.
Get shit on. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
All right.
Destroy
So
you.
on that note,
Oh,
on that
okay.
note, the prince rises to his feet, smiling at your arrival. The other two also, well, the Dragonborn and the Aarakocra, not the druid, but the wizard, both stand up as well. And the prince steps forward and says, you all made it. I was hoping to see you sooner, but with the festival, it made it a little more difficult to find you." He says, I guess I'll start with introductions. My name is Prince Joseph Adamine, which most of you knew this, but, politeness. He says, I am the Prince of Almoria and the next king in line. He says, I know most of you, but why don't you introduce yours? Why don't you
Shut the
introduce
fuck
yourselves to the rest of us?
I guess I'll go first, and I'll say, my name is Calder. Calder Parch. I'm a wizard, and my friend here, and I'll bump Yotan in the chest with the back of my hand. I'll say, his name's Yotan. He doesn't speak much. I guess I'll be the communication between him and whoever needs to speak with him.
He nods to you and looks to the rest of the party.
I'll motion to Svex to go next.
Oh, is that only us three right now?
You're
And
the three
Jabbers.
introducing yourselves, and then
Yeah.
Jabbers is also there.
Right. Greetings. My name is Fex. And I am the fuck. Hold on. Let me start over.
Damn, your public speaking skills are shit.
Dude,
Socialing is
it's
just
so bad. Dude.
boy.
And my charisma is one of my highest stats.
And as he's doing this, Jabbers is behind him, reenacting it as it's happening.
yeah.
Well,
My name is Fex. I am the champion of the god Sarvoth. And then I hold Barris up and I go, and this is Barris.
Ferris does a little wave.
That's adorable.
what is
Why don't you embarrass these nuts?
what is
I'm gonna
Barris?
Barris these
your
nuts in your
beholder?
mouth.
Beholder? Is Barris the beholder?
Yes.
Yes.
Jabbers
Okay.
then steps forward, just gives a simple bow, and says just his name, Jabbers, in the voice of Samuel. Craver. I think it was his name.
Dude, oh wait, hold on. I want to say something. Chris, you missed it. I did the Huey Lewis in the News skit. I was like, oh,
For
that's
what?
Samuel. You know, when they first came out, it wasn't the best work, but I really think he
Oh,
came
yeah,
to his own
yeah,
with his late album.
I really think they came into their own.
And then so the prince nods and then gestures to the monk, which is you, Kacho.
Quissy Wissy.
Hello. Oh, is it my time to introduce myself?
Yes,
In
it is your time to
character,
introduce your
Ah.
in character.
Cool. I open my eyes and I stand up from my, I guess, pillow from what I'm sitting on, and I I bow and I say, "Hello there, gentlemen. I see that I've been summoned for an important issue."
Good evening, Twitter. It's your boy.
What?
I guess that's it.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what
you
why
give a
is it
name.
that why have I been summoned from my duties at the
The
monastery?
prince will say it later, but say your
Yeah.
fucking name, idiot.
I did. My name is Koshoji. I already, bruh.
Okay.
Oh,
I did not
and
hear
he
I
then
don't think you said
gestures.
it when
He
you-
then gestures to the mossy, dirty Aarakocra sitting against the back wall, who does not fit into this very clean room. This is mic work.
Hopefully it does.
It does. You can
Yeah.
hear him again. Yeah.
Oh, God. I had to grab my headset that's like super old, but
It sounds
Um,
fantastic. I gotta turn you
okay,
down a
thank
little
God.
bit, but it sounds fantastic.
cool. Thank God it's working now. In a very low tone, he would go, "I'm Orion, and I do not like anyone here."
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Nice. We'll all
You
just
do
kind of
not
be
like-
like, we'll all just like,
Two.
we'll all
Wait.
shrug and be
Wait.
like, dealt with it before, it's fine.
Wait, you do not lick?
I don't like people. That's like his thing.
You
He's
can't
like,
talk, Joe.
not-
Shut your mouth.
You don't like these nuts?
So the wizard kind of lets out a sigh.
Wait a second.
The one who's dressed in the robe of the archmage, Magi, and he kind of lets out a sigh and he says, "I can't believe I even have to do this." He says, "The name's Zeldrif. Zeldrif Colham. I'm the archmage.
Zeldrif.
I'm the archmage of Almora." And then he kind of looking over all of you still very disdainfully. The Dragonborn next kind of chuckles a little bit to himself, and he says in a very gruff voice, he says, "The name's Agrog." He says, "I recognize one of you," and he looks straight at Specs. He says, "The rest of you, you're all new to me."
You
No
seem
shit.
familiar. Where are you from?
He roll a history check for me real fast.
I'm asking him. Why would
A
I?
No,
piece
want-
of lore, you say?
Yes.
Yeah, my sage feature. No.
This is actually wouldn't be common knowledge for you, Calder.
Oh, what?
Unfortunately. This is specific to Star Stag.
It's a
Yeah,
nat.
I know.
20. It's a nat 20, but it's a 19.
So, upon asking this question, he gives you
Wait,
a very specific.
Yes,
It's like a
-1.
smirk.
what?
But you recognize certain details of his face as he makes his face, and you realize you remember hearing about a dragonborn several years back who had long before your time, because this individual you can tell is in his 70s, probably about 50, 60 years ago. There was a dragonborn who had been taken up by one of the research centers within your country up in the mountains, who had managed
know
to.
which one?
You don't know
That's
they
fine.
don't say specifically. You would learn this there, but they don't know which one. You don't know which one that he would have gone to, but he had escaped on three different occasions, and then spent 5 years sneaking around the country before believing to have drowned trying to swim to Almora. And now you are standing face to face with what you believe to be a dead man.
You look pretty real for a ghost.
He says, I assure you I'm very alive. He says, I can't say the same for some of your people. And he turns to the prince and says, I must be going. He says,
Oh, come
I have
on.
something I
Let me
gotta
have
do.
my fucking dialogue.
Well, he's going to turn
That's a
back to you.
vague
He turns
threat.
back to you. So what were you going to say to him?
I was gonna say if they perished, then it was within their fate. They were weak. They should have been.
You shouldn't have.
They should have been divided from the strong.
You shouldn't have said anything. You should have just rolled an
Interesting
intimidation
take.
check.
I'll say,
Oh.
Prince, you must have summoned us, all of us here on important business. Would you like to explain?
The prince nods as Agrog walks out of the room, still eyeing Sphex, kind of smirking the entire time he walks out.
As this goes on, I motion to Calder and offer him some warm sake.
He has tea.
Is it tea or sake?
It's
Sake. I have an alchemist kit. Yeah, just brewed it up real quick.
Sure. I'll take a small glass and I'll thank him for it.
So the prince, upon Agrog leaving, he gestures for the wizard to do the same, who gives a slight bow to him before kind of just once again, it's still very disdainful about having to even been in your presence.
That one kid
and walks out.
That one fucking kid that brings ice cream just for him and his fucking friend. Of course.
No, I won't finish all of my sake because Calder doesn't drink, so I guess I'll hand the rest to Yoltan.
I don't even want it. It's just about the
doesn't-
principle.
Yotan doesn't eat or drink. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I wouldn't even drink it.
Oh, right.
It's just about the principle.
Oh, as a reminder, when you weren't here last session, Calder made you food, and then you just stared at it like, I don't need this. I don't need
right.
But,
I
okay.
forgot about that.
The prince then turns to all of you and he says, if you would all come with me real quick. He says, I'd like to first show you
That's pretty funny.
all of the levels of the tower before I explain specifics. It'll make more sense if I've shown you everything. He says, come with me, and he walks over to a staircase located on the far back side of the room. What were you saying?
He was just talking to himself.
Oh, okay. You guys, he ends up showing you around the layout of this tower, if you guys are taking notes. The first two levels, as he shows you, are both living quarters for guests and the guards, which he does offer you guys a place to stay during this time. The third floor is a armory. What's different about this armory, as you guys notice, as he explains, this armory is filled with silvered weapons. Every single weapon within this armory has some layer of silver or is made of silver. He's a little uncomfortable in this room, just a little bit, as he takes you guys up to the 4th floor, which has a large, what looks to be a cylindrical chamber that takes up most of this level. This level is also the tallest level you've seen so far. Most of the levels, the ceiling is about 15 feet high. This one, it's about a 40-foot tall room with this large cylindrical chamber in the center. Within this chamber, there's a large door that can be locked, kind of like a vault door, and there are these portholes with very, very thick glass. Based on observation of it, it's about somewhere between 10 to 12 inches thick of glass. And he then explains that the top 2 levels are his quarters, which he's not going to show you because it's his. It's pretty much like going into someone's bedroom. He's not going to let you go in there. He says, and as he's taking you guys back downstairs, you descend into a basement level, and he says, as you guys are walking down, he says, now this is a very special library down here with a very unique librarian within. I have to ask, I would have to ask all of you, you cannot speak of this library to anyone upon leaving.
Very well.
Especially about the librarian. And as he says this, you guys enter this library. Everyone roll a perception check for me real fast. I'm sorry that...
I'm going to start min-maxing just perception, and that's it, because of you.
Because of me?
18. Yes. Because
Yeah,
every fucking game that I play, I'm like,
I rolled
you
a
know what?
20.
My guy's
Not
going to
nat.
have a pretty good investigation. It'll be nice. Perception isn't used that often. No.
Not all of you need perception.
18.
Do I need to roll?
I'm coming.
Everyone
Don't
roll who
worry.
wants to roll as you're going down the stairs.
I'm not able to roll.
You click on your perception in the little list.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah, the number. The bonus, I meant.
There you go.
Where's my motherfucking...
Here.
Is
you
it
look on your
almost night?
skills,
Is it almost?
Got
Is
it.
it almost night? By the way.
it is night by this
Sick.
point.
Damn.
But so you guys, Orion and Calder, you guys get a glimpse of something moving around the library as you guys descend. You visually see for a brief moment what looks to be...
As opposed to anally see.
Can we not, please? I am trying so hard to not lose my shit right now. Please. Let
Let the DM do the
Yes,
DM
let me
thing.
do my thing. You see, for a brief moment, what looks to be a large pair of fuzzy, pointed ears pop over one of the shelves for a moment. Before...
I got a 16.
Okay. Spec sees this as well. You see the pair of pointed fuzzy ears pop over one of the shelves for a second as if to listen before they quickly duck away. And as you guys get down to the floor, out walks what looks to be a bald elven man. Bright yellow eyes, half moon spectacles, wearing a very nice robe. Kind of a purplish robe with gold themes along the arms. And he is carrying a pile of books in his arms as he is taking them to a table and looks up at all of you. He's got a very cold, emotionless expression on his face as he sees all of you. And he turns to the prince and says, "Why have you brought outsiders?" The prince says to him, "These are the gentlemen that I recruited to help us." And he gestures to all of you. He says, as he turns to all of you, he says, "This is Garrison." He says, "Our head researcher." And he as he looks back to him, he says, You can drop the disguise. Garrison kind of shakes his head. And then looks back to all of you. He says, I do not trust any of them.
Yeah. Get in line.
Believe what you would like to believe, sir.
I'll
Number
say to the prince, if I were to be working with this man, I would like to know his true self, if that is okay with him.
Roll
I
perception,
understand
or not
that-
perception, persuasion with advantage on that.
Okay.
Because the prince is also technically trying to get you to do this. Or get him to do this.
Ass. 8.
Dang.
8.
You had
Garrison-
too much sake.
Yeah, Garrison shakes his head. He says, I refuse, for the time being at least. He says, I do not wish them to know exactly what I am yet. The prince kind of gives a nod. He says, now, for the explanation. He says, I've brought you all here for a specific issue that I am currently having. And he reveals on his wrist a symbol. Similar to the rune that you have, Calder, on your wrist, and that you have, Specs. But
Okay.
it's a little different. He says, I'm currently cursed with lycanthropy. He says, but it's a very unique kind. I cannot transmit it to others through bite, like most werewolves can. And it seems to almost act as a second entity within my being. And it is always fighting for control, which is why we have the containment chamber upstairs. He says, I've been looking for a cure to this for some time, and had little success so far, but I was hoping, and he kind of gestures towards Calder. He says, with a great mind like yours and the experience of these folk, we might be able to find a cure.
I'll ask him. I'll say, I'm just gonna ask this with no harm, but with no ulterior motives. But you are asking a large objective from us, or is there any reward in sight? And I ask this not for myself, but for my party members.
He gives you all a nod. He says, I can offer many things for your help. Riches, transport, titles. It just depends on the success of this.
Can I ask
Okay.
how he got the mark? Does he know?
I was gonna ask that as well.
He nods and he says, I made a mistake about a year back of insulting a witch from the swamps of Vandarth. Simply speaking of poor experience I had there for a brief trip that I took to that place. And, well, here we are now.
Okay. I'll I'll ask him what progress has he made with researching the mark, and what progress has he made with the cure, whether it be for normal lycanthropy or magical.
He kind of glances towards Garrison, who lets out a soft sigh and says, no progress on the cure. Only on what it does. But nothing more. He says, I have heard rumors, though, of a potion that might be able to help. But the potion is very hard to find, and we have no one that knows how to make said potion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll turn to Orion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn to Orion and say, since you're obviously one with some sort of magic, uh, do you know of anything nearby that might be able to? Do you know of anyone nearby that might be able to help us with this potion, or do
Can I
you
roll
have?
like a Arcana check or something for that?
I was just
Um,
wondering if his background had anything.
I
Not
would
really.
say roll. If you're gonna roll anything.
While I ask him this, I'm gonna flip through my book.
Ah. I would
Yeah.
say probably I could say an Arcana check or a Arcana or History
For me,
for him.
I'll
Yeah.
roll Arcana just because I think I might have a better chance. Well, no, I got a 5.
Yeah, you don't know any
It
such
was
person.
almost a 19.
Yeah, you don't know any such person that could help with this problem.
Cool, I don't have to pretend like I know anything.
I'm gonna flip through the book.
And the prince then says he says in just an hour or so I'm going to need to go into the containment chamber for a bit. He says
If you don't mind. Oh, sorry.
he said if you feel the need, you guys can observe as well.
Yes,
Or
please.
we can you also feel free to go through the library and help in any way that you can. But I must be going upstairs to prepare, and he quickly goes up the stairs, leaving you guys with Garrison.
Okay.
Garrison's just kind of standing by his table, like half reading a book, half looking at all of you.
I guess I'll ask what books has he been through, and I'll pull out my encyclopedia and ask him if he's been through this book to find any researching.
He nods to your book and kind of says, I've been through everything in this library and every other library in the city. He says, there's nothing.
May I suggest Sarthstag has one of the best medical facilities in the nation, in the whole world. Have you made any contact with anyone there?
Amora and Sarthstag are not on the greatest of terms at the moment. There's a little bit of things in the way of any kind of help or aid one
That is
might
a
give to the
large.
other.
You're
That is a large
currently
trek
talking
as well.
to, huh?
That is a large trek as well.
You are currently talking to one of the finest soldiers in the Sarstag war machine. I'm sure that I could find some way to make contact or find out information there for you.
Even if you were to make contact, I don't think we have much time left. But we have contacts from Sarthstag that even couldn't help, or couldn't even help us while they were there.
They don't have the connections that I would.
I'm gonna ask if Garrison was there whenever the prince got this mark.
He shook his head. He said, no. He says, I've only been employed within the last 6 months or so.
Would my character know anything about the swamp that the curse is from?
Roll a history check with advantage, because I feel like you would have learned some from your druidic folk. Or maybe in nature. I'll allow nature if you want to do nature.
I got a 17 on history. Does that?
Yeah, that works. You
Okay.
know the swamps of Vandarth is a home to many witches and dark magicians of sorts. You know it's home to very vile and dark magics, which includes some that do magics, fiendish and devilish magics as well. It's not a good place in any means.
Oh, what was? I'm sorry, this is a little off topic, but what was the name of the Dragonborn? Neither me or Evan wrote it. Apparently,
Agrog.
Agrog.
If you want to know how to spell that,
Agrog.
Agirag.
Agurg.
Agrog, or as someone used to call him, Agirag. I hated that. But that was when I was playing him. What? Yeah. And I guess right about the time that he finishes with that question, he closes the book that he had, kind of tosses it into a pile, and then moves back to one of the other shelves, starts thumbing through books again.
I'll ask him before leaving. I'll say, where did you guys find that rumor of that potion? Any information on that would be greatly appreciated.
The Underdock. And he continues rummaging through books.
Cool. So descriptive. I'm gonna head back to the party.
Yeah.
Like walk over and I'm gonna be like, I really want to see the prince's transformation to get any information if this.
Are we
is
still
some
in...
sort of...
Sorry, I thought you were done. Keep going.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say to see if this has anything to do with the Lunar Harvest Festival.
I was just thinking that too.
Because we all heard, and I'll say, I'll inform our friends here that we know some guards, and they say that the Lunar Harvest Festival always has lycanthropy incidents, so we need to keep our eye out and our blades silvered.
Anything
So this
about
is how you
the-
kill. This is how you kill furry beasts in this realm, with silver.
From this realm, yeah. I would say that. I feel like it has some continuity in between planes, but
Interesting. Sorry,
Oh.
I have been spirited away many times. It is hard to remember materials from past lives.
spirited away. Copyright no.
Don't say that.
I'll say
You doomed us all.
understood.
Earwig and the Witch.
Just do the Germa thing and just start recording random audio bits and clips after you play whatever copyright material you
Maybe.
play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head up and find the prince though.
All right, is anyone else going to join Calder? Or are you guys going to hang out in the common area, the library?
I'm gonna follow.
I'd
I'm
like
gonna
to help
join
them
the
research.
Are we still in the library?
Yeah.
Kusho.
Actually, I'm gonna
He
stay
is.
in the library, and
Okay.
I'm going to look for books on the mark that I have.
I'm gonna
Roll-
research. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Any of you doing research, roll investigation and tell me what you're researching.
Fuck. I knew I should have taken points in fucking
Damn it.
intelligence.
A 2.
I'm gonna grab Calder.
I got 19.
Calder's already gone
God.
upstairs. Calder went
Fuck
upstairs.
you.
You bet.
Nat 20 minus 1.
I have
Is
that
anyone still-
I have an encyclopedia that Divian, the mage shop owner, has. He
Yeah.
got me an encyclopedia, and I have the sage, the researcher, as a background, so I could literally just any lore from the multiverse just. And Tyler has to put
Trying
up
to see,
with it.
I'm
It's
trying to see the
funniest shit.
background and anything related to the herb.
And related to the
I'm gonna
herb,
ask this Garrison.
you could just
Yeah.
ask Garrison. This is a very all-knowing
Let's do it.
individual, it seems like.
Yeah, but wouldn't he have a problem with me just like whipping out drugs in front of him?
You don't know until you find out.
He's an elf, dude. They're one with nature.
All right, I'll
Well,
just
you-
fucking I'll just pull it out and just. And, well, I'm not there with them. I have to go upstairs with them, right?
He's a recluse librarian, bro. You don't think he's high all the fucking time?
So you're just gonna you're going up to Garrison with his bag and just showing him it.
Huh?
With
Come on.
Calder next to me, yeah.
Oh,
not
Calder's
there.
not with you. Okay, so you went
I thought-
upstairs with
I
Calder.
thought he was upstairs with you
We
too.
can no.
No, Garrison stayed in the
No,
library.
Garrison is in the library. The prince is upstairs.
My mistake. That's why I said I was gonna go upstairs, but I just will Because I have no one to translate, so I have to go to Calder first.
Fuck. Yeah,
That's right.
you're
You're
right.
stuck to Calder.
That's what sucks sometimes, but it's fine. All right, so I guess Brice is the only one. No, Brice and Cashew, right? Kosha.
Wow, you're so
Kosher.
funny. That's
All
so
right.
that's so
You-
lyrical,
how about this?
spiritual, lyrical,
Who's-
individual, spiritual, lyrical.
Did you say down the research?
Who's
No,
going upstairs?
I
I
wanted
think
to.
everyone but Brice.
Well, hold on. Yeah, I wanted to stay in the library for a little bit and just.
Okay, so
look around.
Kosho's staying in the library, Sphex is staying in the library. Who else is staying in the library?
No one, I don't think.
So everyone else is going upstairs with after the prince.
I'll show you staying in the library.
Shut your mouth, Sphex. All right, you said 20 with a -1 modifier.
Dude, I love it. It's beautiful. It's
So-
so fun.
You looking up things about this symbol. You don't find much. It's a very unknown topic for the most part. However, you do find one book briefly describing the entity that's latched to you due to this symbol. And you've learned that it was created, the lore behind it, it was kind of created during a blood sacrifice in order to attempt to use a 10th level spell, which backfired, creating multiple of these beasts that latch onto different symbols.
Oh,
Wait a second.
this could be cool. All
Wait
right.
a second. Do I know that information?
No, because it's
Fuck.
deep. It's deep lore, as I'm going to call it. It's going to be the
God
term
damn
for
it!
the
You're
shit
getting
you
around
done.
my background.
I read on how to get around it, and that's why I asked you the question.
Does
Fuck
my
you.
does my character have any knowledge of any divine spirits or malignant spirits that ring any bells?
You would have
you
as a monk with the monastery, you would have a decent understanding. You wouldn't know the deep lore stuff. You would know kind of the basis. You would be able to identify demons and other
Damn, even
malicious
after the
beings.
things I've committed? Okay, well,
Oh,
You
wait,
would-
wait.
You would be
Tyler.
able. So if this creature was in your timeline, you would have been able to know about it, but it was not.
gotcha. Understandable.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Yes.
we need to describe ourselves to the new party members.
Oh right, we never did that. That's crazy.
You
I
want to go
guess-
through that now?
You guys want to go through that right now? Midway through
Yeah.
the thing? Let's go. Each one of
Calder
you
is
describe.
a fire
I'm
ganasty
sure-
wizard.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Not
go
all
ahead
at
then.
once.
I said I'm sure that Chris would have a lot of questions pertaining to my character if he's a very religious background. I'm just
Indeed.
saying. All right, continue.
So, Calder is a fire ganassi wizard who was basically a bastard child of a 10th level spell gone wrong, which is why I was like, oh, do I have any information on that? And so he basically just uses fire magic, mainly.
The 10th level Eldritch Blast created a child.
Oh,
Blast.
you know what's interesting about Kosho found Calder's Genasi race form similar to
Genasi.
one of genocide
Genasi.
Genocide.
Ganassi or
Genasi.
Genassi.
Genasi. The Genasi form reminded him of a friend who perished in his other timeline, and that's why he gave you the sake.
Hmm.
Sphex,
PTSD
describe
moment.
yourself.
You said
real
me?
quick. Yes, do your thing.
So I am a relatively pretty fucking tall Goliath, with milky white, almost glowing eyes. Milky. There's a carving on what looks like a carving on my right arm that glows a ghostly white that etches up and down my right arm like a sigil, and at the top is the sigil of Sarvoth. And then as I if you get close to me, you'll be able to hear whispers around me as if somebody's talking to me that's not there.
Though those whispers have been silent since you've gotten to Grandhelm.
Yes, because Tyler is.
No, there's reasons. I have a reason.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
You describe yourself real quick, and then I'll describe Jabbers. All right, we'll describe Jabbers. There's a small Kenku traveling with you guys in a bardic robe, wearing a large bardic hat, carrying a lute in front of him. Which, if you don't know what a Kenku is, they look like crow humanoids. And he is always holding this lute in his hand, pretty much. And he's been with the party since the beginning. But is Jotun there? Or am I going to have to describe Jotun?
Caleb.
I can't talk.
No, for the party members out of game, just describe him.
All right, so I'm like a 11-foot Goliath, around that size. Anyway, I'm 11-foot Goliath. The mask, just very large. Don't really say much. I don't really have any tattoos, unlike my picture.
Yet at least.
Yeah, it's just a very intimidating large person
with a mask.
Yeah,
that has no clear way of being able to see through it, yet he sees. All right.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Now that we've gotten through that, we've described everything. Who else was doing research? Was it
Kosho and
Kosho.
Yeah. So Brice got his stuff. Kosho, what were you trying to get?
I was just kind of, I don't know, reading on, I don't know, anything I could find. Ancient meditation techniques, anything about, I don't know, diets.
Okay, so
whatever
we don't
else
need to go
monks
into
look
depth
at.
on you. You find some interesting stuff. We're not going to go into detail your perception or your investigation. If you weren't looking for anything particular, you're just kind of reading. We won't.
It's just
need to go into too
browsing.
much yeah. So the rest of you, as you guys go upstairs, around this time, you see the prince. He's no longer wearing his armor. His weapon and shield that was on him are gone. He is now wearing what looks to be a simple tunic, pair of pants. Kind of the same level of like clothing, like not a peasant, but like a commoner would wear. As he enters you guys see as he enters this kind of vault, and the guards close it behind him. One of which being the dragonborn you guys saw earlier, closing the vault door. Before, as the door closes, and they tap on these runes that are wrapped around the door, each one glowing before this very hazy kind of white filter almost goes over the entirety of the containment thing, as if to produce like an arcane shield of some sort. And then they just stand guard as it finishes wrapping itself around, and the prince is just sitting inside now, in the middle. Are you guys gonna go look through the portholes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those of you that are around, you guys go up to these portholes and you look. The kind of watery, arcane energy that's around it, almost like a net. As you touch it, you can press against it, and it kind of moves against your hand, but it does not break in any kind of way. It's like pressing against like a gelatin or something like that. You see, you watch as the prince is sitting there. Several minutes pass. Nothing really happens. You do notice as well that there's what looks to be about a mid-age like sheep that's also been put in there. It's kind of wandering around the room as he's just sitting there. And right as you guys hear a clock in the room strike about 10 o'clock, right as the first chime hits, you see the prince jerk violently in one direction, falling onto his hands and knees. He lets what you could only picture to be a howl, because you guys can't hear him in this chamber. His body starts distorting you can only imagine the sound of tearing flesh, bones cracking as he's jerking around, fur slowly forming on his body as his face or his skull morphs into more of a canine-like appearance. And after several seconds, he lay still, covered in matted fur, this black matted fur, kind of laying in the fetal position for several seconds before, faster than you quite can comprehend, he dives onto this sheep and just tears it apart. Blood splatters across the walls. And for several moments, you guys watch as he's tearing this livestock apart.
Do I notice the rune that the cursed like mark on his werewolf form?
You cannot see it through the fur.
Did we
I would-
see it when he was clothed, or was he?
You saw it when he was clothed. The fur kind of grew over it. You don't see it anymore.
Okay.
Am I close
Um,
enough? Oh, sorry. Go
What were
ahead.
you gonna say?
I was just gonna ask, am I close enough to Calder to just grab him at this point? Because I don't know.
If you come upstairs, then yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was.
Yeah, if you're
I mean,
next to Calder,
you
you can
could.
grab him, but like you guys are he's watching through a porthole very intensely.
Yeah, I was just gonna point him back to downstairs and see his reaction.
I'll say, one moment. I would like to see this.
Yeah. And so after about 2 minutes of just watching him tear this beast of this creature apart, he seems to almost calm, just kind of standing there, panting, blood dripping from his claws and his maw, before he turns and looks directly at you, Calder. And he kind of slowly shifts as he's looking at the porthole you're standing in front of. And one of the guards, by this point, you notice, presses on a small orb that's on the near the door. And all of a sudden, you can hear the feral pants of the prince, the blood dripping on the ground from inside, as some sort of magic or arcane
Sound barrier.
sound barrier has kind of allowed you to hear within the chamber.
Hmm.
And it's slowly kind of moving around, staring at you.
Without breaking eye contact, I'm gonna ask to the guards: Can it hear us?
You hear from inside the chamber, "Yes, I can hear you."
I see.
And he comes directly up to the
Porthole.
porthole, and he, almost pressing his nose against it, just kind of stares at you. And he kind of, with one hand, almost tries to beckon you into the cell, or into the chamber, as he's just kind of staring at you. He clear, and you can clearly tell he wants nothing more than to tear apart whatever he can find.
Yeah. I'll say, dang, Joseph, you look kind of rough. Might need a razor.
He says, "There is no Joseph right now. Only I." As he kind of shifts, almost snake-like, he kind of kind of drifts back and forth a little bit as he backs away from the porthole, kind of
What is it,
realizing he's not going to
swaying?
make any. Yeah, he's kind of doing like a sway. Yeah.
I'll ask him, and I being who?
Jericho,
How do you spell that?
like the place. Let me find it. I just had it. It is Jericho. Oh, that's probably not how you spell the real Jericho, but that's how his name is spelled.
I'll say, well, I'll say the pleasure is yours, Jericho. Do you remember my name? Or
He
do
just
you
kinda-
know my name?
He says, I have no need for names. None of those I'll eventually kill.
Well, the name of your undoer should be known by the undoer, by the one that is going to be undone. Undoer.
He kind of just growls, settling down in the middle of the chamber, kind of crouching. Blood still dripping from his teeth and his claws as he's just fixated on you but not moving from the center of the chamber. And he says, he then begins, he says, why don't you just let me out? Let the inevitable happen. Because it will, eventually.
Inevitable bees. Alright, listen here, bitch boy. Nah. Just a full change of pace for Calder.
Calder just becomes aggressive out of nowhere.
I'll say, is Joseph is Joseph sleeping now? Is he getting rest and letting you take over? Or is it some sort of nighttime you get the body coexistence for now?
There is no coexistence, only struggle. And he kind of moves over to another part of the chamber and begins kind of dragging a claw against the wall. Which now that he's doing this, you notice this chamber is filled with claw marks.
Can I roll Arcana to see if any of them have magical markings or meanings?
Sure. Why not?
16.
Most of it looks like just claw marks. There are a few that could resemble something. But you're not entirely sure if it is an actual symbol or if it's just kind of ironic, or not ironic, coincidence that it looks like something. None of it corresponds with anything.
Would the name Jericho mean anything to either of us?
No.
No, it's just the beast's name, I'm pretty sure. The curse is just...
I didn't know if that was like
Some
a ancient demon or something that's taking him over.
Nah, it's... You said it was a place, correct?
No. Jericho's or is it a real place in real life?
Oh, okay.
That's I kind of just like was throwing names
Just
out one
thought
day,
of
and this was
something. Okay.
one, and there might be a
That's fine.
meaning. I don't know. This
Okay.
specific thing is like an old thing that I wrote up. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I gotcha. I'll say, before the witch, did you exist, or no?
He kind of pauses at this thought. He says, "The witches created me. But this isn't my first host." And right as he says this, he proceeds to full sprint towards one of the portholes and slam into it. Not really doing any damage, just kind of bouncing off of it. And you notice about the time he does this, one of the guards tenses up a little bit. Still not used to the sound of someone slamming into a wall.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna grab me now?
Yeah, grab Calder again.
I'll tell him one more question.
No.
I'll ask, what is your plan here? You obviously are going to be stuck here until you give up the struggle. Let Joseph take control of his own body.
He comes back up to the window, kind of digging his claws around the porthole, giving you a very feral smile as you look into his cold, shark-like eyes that are just void of any kind of light. And he says, "You won't win this struggle. There's only death and bloodshed in my future." and he begins cackling as he moves away from the porthole. Moves
I'll
back
say,
to the body of the sheep and starts picking at it again.
you're correct. Because if you escape here, that'll be all that you know. And I'll leave. And walk back downstairs with Yoten. And I'll grab Orion and ask him if he wants to do some researching later. And I'll grab both is it Koshan? Kosho. Yeah, I'll grab both Kosho and Orion and I'll bring them back.
Kosho was already down there, I thought.
I
Kosho
thought he
was
came back
researching. No, he was just researching.
Alright, I'll grab Orion and Yotan then and Jabbers and bring them all down.
I was I was hoping.
Grab the
I thought
entire
Kosho was
party
already down
here
there.
and
You
bring them
notice
down.
as you get a hold of Jabbers, you notice that the feathers on the back of his neck are up on end, and he is very weary of this whole situation. He's not saying much. He's gone really quiet compared to his usual self.
I'll kind of like pat him on the head and be like, "It's okay. We'll take care of this. The prince will be back."
Virtuous acts bring virtuous rewards.
God, that was such a Mun thing to say.
It's actually
not.
not.
When I get down, I'm gonna request everyone and not Garrison, but everyone into the library into like a little group and talk to them. I'm gonna say, Yotan, just give me one moment, please. I just would like to I would like to mention this to some people. To these people, these new people, and you as well. And I'll pull up my sleeve and show off the mark of the oculi.
Okay. And
I'll say,
I can describe what you guys all see for this symbol.
Yeah.
It looks like it almost takes on the look of an eye. There's an arch, a slight arch that comes over the top with 5 what look to almost be beams of light that come off the top part of the eye. The bottom does not.
Image, if you'd like,
share put the image down, but I'm gonna describe it anyways. The bottom looks almost like a pedestal of some sort with a star that floats between it and the top part of this eye shape. And you notice as Calder kind of lifts it, it almost glistens, or not glistens, but glows ever slightly. It has a very faint blue pulse to it, which really counters his red skin, being a fire ganassi.
I'll say, I got this back before we even came to Grand Elm, but that's for another time. It gives me some sort of dream, and now that, we're learning some of this information, I feel like it is becoming more relevant to tell all of you that will be with me. And I'll explain that the vision was a blur of a castle and a city, and then faces of a crowd that are around me are kind of familiar, and we're standing on a balcony behind an elegant man and in front of a crowd of lots of people. And a man hunches over and transforms into a werewolf and then dives into the crowd below. And that's all I have right now.
Yep, that's about right.
But I'm gonna mention that it has to be here in Grandhelm during the Lunar Festival with the Prince.
When is that?
What?
When is that festival?
We're in the festival right now. It's a week-long festival. We're almost halfway? 3 or 4 days?
You guys are. This is day.
4?
This would have been day 1. This is the end of day 1. You guys just started the Lunar Festival. The first day, you guys took out the traffickers.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we were coming in when it was starting to prepare. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna mention this to anyone else. Just you folk here. And I will mention it to the prince whenever he wakes. if Garrison believes that it's a good idea, if the Jericho does not reach the same memories. I don't think it does, for it does not remember my name, but it had vague answers, so we
As
will
as,
wait and see.
as you say this, Garrison seems to almost materialize next to you, and grabs a hold of your arm and begins to examine it, just kind of like not a death grip, but he's holding it very tightly, like you can't
Yeah.
pull away.
Out of reflex, in that hand, I'm gonna produce flame.
Okay. As
And
you
just hold it though.
Yeah. Well, you start making this flame and it snuffs out immediately as he kind of waves a hand over it. And then he
I'll
begins
say to him,
to look over your marking.
it's impolite to grab someone's hand without at least asking them to dinner first.
He looks at you and says, "It's impolite to try to burn someone."
Touche.
He runs his fingers over the marking. He says, "This is new. I've not seen one of these before." And he quickly lets go of your arm and runs over to a book, quickly grabs it and pulls out a quill from one of the little compartments he has near one of the shelves and begins scribbling in the book rapidly, almost inhuman speed. It seems very quick what he's doing before he closes the book, puts down the quill, and then comes back over. He says, "What information do you have about this marking?"
Only what's in here, and I'll open up the encyclopedia to the page with all of the information about the runes. Hold on, I can find my notes.
He just
I
kind of
mean,
he kind of gestures for the book, as if like just asking
Can
to hold it.
can
I'll
I
say-
gesture for the book so I can figure out what this fucking herb?
Hold on, damn it. Yours is a side quest. We're on the main storyline here. I'll tell him. I'll
Oh, God.
read out the page. I'll kind of gesture like, I'm sorry, but this is my personal belonging.
Wait, while Calder does that, can I look at the herb and see if I know it?
Roll a nature check. He just Garrison at this time just says, "I just want to look."
I'll hold the page to him,
Fuck.
and I'll read it off. I'll read out
Dude,
the
I'd love
tattoos.
an interaction with you if you want to like try and see it, because I'm not pulling it out directly. I was more
Yeah.
asking him. I'm not trying to hide it from you. I'm just saying I wasn't holding it out.
Yeah. So Garrison,
Give me some
I'll read
interaction
out
here.
that the rune is
Yeah.
it's the tattoo is from a rune of oculi. The origin is godly. There are multiple different runes, and that's all I knew.
Garrison quickly looks over the page, kind of while you're still holding it. He's reading at a very, very fast rate before quickly grunting in acknowledgement and walking back over to that book, grabbing the same quill from before, dipping it in ink, and beginning to scribble down some more things. And he spends a couple minutes there while you guys are talking amongst yourselves, just writing in this book.
While we talk amongst ourselves, I'll look through the book for the fucking drug that he wants to find so damn badly.
The potion.
No, he just has some drugs that
He
he
has
picked up.
like grounded herbs. You find they're a kind of what is it? It's like mashed up these plant stems. I'm not gonna come up with a name because they weren't important to me, and I just wasn't ready for this. They smashed up plant stems that simply, when either cooked into something or used as sort of an incense, give a mild, relaxing sensation that slows the senses and kind of relaxes individuals.
Can we find out how common they are, how popular they are?
They're fairly common, mainly in wooded areas, though they can be found in fields at times.
The drug, I'm saying, like, what's the market for this?
Oh, the market for this? The book wouldn't really say the market. They would just say what the drug is.
I may say the popularity or that it is taken over a region at some point, you know. They could be, some area could have went full Reagan on it.
Reagan on it. Based on how easily you found this, it's fairly common to get passed around between people.
Okay.
Um,
Is there any way I can study
what would you like to study?
botany? And is that, I know that's studying plants, but is that like actually growing, or is that like some kind of
Botany has a
herbology?
lot of different things. Botany would be the usage of the plant, though, if I'm not mistaken. That
Okay,
would be
I'm
like
just trying.
using the plant for medical uses, or I think botany is mainly for medical.
I'm trying to start
Yes.
cultivating here. Okay, no one knows this, but I'm trying to start a little enterprise.
The demonic entity put into an undead body. Let's start a weed farm.
August.
Yeah, clearly. All right. This is probably not the place to research such a thing. But if you want to roll an investigation check, I'll let it happen. So what are you guys planning to do? What are you guys doing as you guys are speaking amongst yourselves? Are you just waiting for the prince to return to his normal self?
I guess I'll ask Garrison more about the Underdock.
Dark.
I had
Under
dark.
dark.
I had
Underdark.
Dock.
How do
Okay.
you get Underdock?
I don't know. It's just what I heard. Okay.
my
I'll if no one else wants to do anything, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the rumor area.
The
Proceed
rumor area?
with. That's what the rumor of the potion.
You say an investigation
from.
check?
Oh.
Oh, I have passive investigation of 15. Can I help them investigate what they want?
They can roll
I
with
mean, he
advantage.
knows.
Yeah, if you know it, you can just find it for him for the most
Yeah, I
part.
mean, he does know, so.
Disregard that number. It's still my passive. Okay.
My character is still adjusting to this realm, so he doesn't really know much about lycanthropy.
So you're just trying to find stuff about plants and how to grow these plants.
Any plants?
So you're just trying to learn how to make these plants
Yeah.
because you need like
The canine
Plants?
farming.
Any
I'm
plants.
reading through the fucking stream chat. Oh,
he thought it was the
my
Wild West
God.
campaign.
Uh,
'Cause
Yeah, that's
I'm the
essentially
funny
what I'm
dog.
doing.
So I'm gonna tell you this. You can learn how to get these plants. You probably won't stay in one place long enough to do it.
I have an idea.
Just gonna throw that in the air. But
I just made hand a potted plant the entire time, concentrated for the rest of my life.
Gets attacked, roll concentration check, rolls a 1, drops plant.
Drops plant, shatters it. The plant instantly just disintegrates. Just
Hey, what's Jabbers doing right now?
Jabbers is kind of hanging out with you guys. He's not really saying anything. He's more of just observing.
Cool.
He's an observant fellow.
Glad to know he's watching out for us. Tee.
So what is the rest of the party thinking? What do y'all want to do before we investigate the Underdark?
What is the Underdark?
So for here,
literally all Garrison said was the Underdark. I'm like,
So,
where did that rumor
the
come from?
Underdark for here
learn.
would be he would be referring to the lower levels of the city.
Abandoned shit. Fun.
He would be talking about the criminal districts
Yeah.
So the
Fuck that.
the 11th and 12th floors or levels, I mean, the same place you guys killed the traffickers around that area.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to bring peace and prosperity to everybody. I'm ready to go to the next destination.
Hold
Okay.
on. Was there
Ready
no?
to deal with these troublemaking werewolf demon peeps.
Was there no
I
what?
have nothing unless I have all the information I need on this plant and how to cultivate it and grow it. Then yeah, I'm good to go.
Can I walk up to Yotan and like try to help him with that?
Calder just helped him with it. He technically knows how to do it.
Oh, okay.
It would take several weeks for this plant to grow to a point that you'd be able to actually use it.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Like somewhere
I'll
around
say.
up to almost 2 months.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
He's gonna grow in his bag.
Tell it.
We could grow it on Orion. He's already covered in
Or
dirt and mud anyway.
bring it to the
I'd like to look
Underdark
at-
and try to sell it.
I'd also like to look into the real estate market around here.
For a
God.
guy that doesn't talk much, you really do love the economy.
For a guy who doesn't talk much, you don't have that much money either.
I'm looking into it.
He should have $100 or gold.
Maybe. I don't remember.
He should, because he was there when we did the traffic.
From the last one, yeah. I mean, I should. So let me.
Oh
I have
yeah,
an
he should have
additional
100.
If I have an additional 100, then I have over a platinum. I have almost 2 platinum.
So you almost have 200 gold.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you guys plan to do?
Looking in the real estate market.
Roll investigation.
I would like.
Actually, scratch that. You're not gonna find that in this library. I'm gonna say this now. This library is solely for arcane research and science. Real estate
Is
would
there
not
any-
be in this in this library.
I will look for arcane arcane abilities to better grow plants.
You'd be looking at a book of druidism. You literally have a druid with you.
Hey, buddy.
You can't
What's
talk
up?
to him. You just kind of stare at him
no,
intimidatingly.
I
Or
just
just having
like
a staring
slowly
contest?
look over it. Yeah, I just slowly look over
This-
at you.
So, you being a small, or decent size Aarakocra, I don't know how tall you are.
5 feet.
You said how much?
5 feet. It's like
5
the
feet. Yeah,
like
so-
Aarakocras are kind of small. But
Yeah,
those,
so
like, that's
you're
like
a
a
little
larger one.
you're this little Aarakocra.
I'm like
just
half
kinda-
his size.
Yeah, kind of turn and look, and there's just this 11-foot Goliath of a figure just staring at you through a mask.
Wait,
across
does
the
he?
room.
Would he? So when we have when I make eye contact with someone because of my haunted one past, how does that work with party members?
Well, I'm a haunted one as well.
What does it do with the
Oh,
haunted one again?
sick!
Yo, how many
Uh,
haunted ones we got here?
Well,
Holy
you can't see his
shit.
eyes, so
Oh, okay. I was gonna wonder. I was gonna say, oh, I wonder if we're gonna have this like silent moment of respect for each other.
you don't really know much about him, considering you can't see anything.
And he can't tell me anything either.
No, you just kind of this hulking figure just kind of staring at you, like not saying anything, and he hasn't said anything the whole time. He's just staring at you. All right, so time passes as you guys are in this library. One of the guards comes down. This one, halfling, not halfling, half elf. Let me get my shit right. Half elf comes down wearing the same armor that the Dragonborn from earlier was wearing. He says, "The prince will be awaking soon. You probably all want to be there to speak with him after what you saw."
Oh
I'll
boys.
thank him
Silence.
/ her, and I'll walk up to the
There isn't
to the chamber.
there isn't much for me to research. I'll walk up as well.
Okay, got 2 people going upstairs.
I'll head back up and just see what happened because I was there initially.
Okay. You guys head upstairs, back to that chamber. As you guys kind of get there, you find there's a cloaked figure in a black robe standing there near the mouth of the this vault, and you hear the sound of movement inside, a little bit of what sounds like rattling a little bit. And as you guys get closer, you see what looks to be a drow looking into this vault, watching 3 skeletons slowly cleaning up the mess that had been made. Kind of one with
Some
like a mop and
Fantasia
a
thing.
mop and a bucket. The other one's got like kind of scrubbing the walls, stuff like that. He's just standing there, and he turns, kind of gives you all a slight nod, continues watching his skeletons do their thing.
Is it still Jericho or is it Joseph?
That's not Joseph. This is a drow.
I
That's
know
just
that,
chilling there.
but can I look into the chamber?
There's nobody in there. The chamber's empty.
Oh,
It's the 3 skeletons cleaning up the mess that Jericho made.
yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna go hit the streets and ignore all this.
A few
No,
moments.
For
a few
someone who
moments.
can't talk, I don't want that.
A few moments pass, and Prince Joseph comes back down wearing much nicer garb. By this point, it's probably about 2 or 3 in the morning. You guys have been up all night, for the most part. And he kind of gives you guys kind of a weak smile. He looks very tired from what he just went through. He says, I hope I didn't scare all of you too much from that little display.
How would you like mutton?
Jesus Christ.
So it's been like 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, it's been a few hours. You guys spent quite a bit of time in that library, not realizing time was passing as quickly as it was.
Just because we're reading and
Yeah,
shit.
you were reading books and making plans and everything else.
I was reading Dune. It's a big book.
Yeah, that's it. You got through the whole thing too, because you're a fast reader.
Yeah, I'm in like the 2nd or 3rd book already. Crazy.
Jesus.
Bruh,
Another
one.
failed nature check.
But
It's pretty good.
he says, I assume you all spent more time at the library after I turned. He kind of rubs his
Yes.
face a little bit.
A wee bit.
I'll
Just
ask
like to nod.
I'll say I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Maybe in private down at the library. I'd like to talk to you and Garrison about the rumors that you've found above the potions.
He says, yes, of course. He says, lead the way.
I'd also like to follow with a
You-
follow-up question that I'll keep to myself for now.
Okay.
He's gonna ask about the
How
realty
to
market.
cultivate weed. That's it.
He's gonna be like, "Is there any houses on sale I could have tenants in?"
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
if we do this, he said that we could have a title, which in
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
That's
which then you could just use land for just
Yeah. So you guys go down into the library. Garrison is still vigorously writing into that notebook that you saw him writing into before. And as you guys come up, he quickly closes the notebook before you can see what he's written down inside, and looks up to the prince. And he says, "How did it go, Joseph?" Joseph kind of waves a hand, kind of like, kind of okay type deal. He says, it was fine. He says, though I feel weaker than I did before. And he then turns to you He says, Calder here wanted to speak with us about something.
First of the Underdark, where you guys heard rumors of a potion that could help with this. Any extra information of those rumors, or do we have to search blindly for this?
Garrison pitches in and says, we're little blind at the moment. We don't know exactly where. I've heard rumors of a potion or two floating around, either here or further south, around Greyborough. But they're only rumors. I do not put faith in rumors.
Well, we cannot split this party anymore. We've already been missing a few other members. I feel like focusing our attention on one area first, and the other area second would be best. What area do you think we should try first? Going further south might make communication harder, but I might have a solution in the next day or so. But
I would say, when you get the chance, head down to the lower levels of the city. See what you can find. Maybe ask around. There might be some people that are willing to speak with you.
for payment,
Well, I was able to coax the word out of a few, but it wasn't good information.
I see.
And as he says this, his eyes almost seem to shift for a moment, going from the kind of dull yellow they were before to a more feral yellow, I guess, like a brighter yellow, just for a moment.
Okay, I'll ask Joseph if he remembers anything from the night, and what did it like? What did he see slash feel when he went through that process?
It's mostly a blur. I know that I kill usually when I'm in that state. I only know it was a sheep now because, well, that was the plan for tonight.
Do you remember talking to anyone?
No.
I see.
Are they done with that
Yeah,
conversation?
he says, if you're wondering what the experience is like, imagine being dragged into a dark pit and chained, unable to escape.
Does the prince know the name Jericho? Does it like familiar?
He would know the name because he was told.
Okay.
And
ask
also, well, he may know it for other reasons, but that's the main reason. It's because of that. Yeah.
I'll ask if he thinks that the werewolf, if Jericho, would be able to hear anything that he talks about on a day-to-day basis.
He kind of takes in a deep breath and thinks it over for a moment. Says, "We would have no way of knowing if that's true or not. I do not normally commune with the beast. If it does know what I've been trying to do, that may be why it is fighting a little harder than it was a month back."
I see. I also remember hearing word of lycanthropy attacks being a regular occurrence during the Lunar Harvest Festival, and you said you only got this curse a month ago, so
No, a
it
year.
must be a year ago. Oh, I see. So it must be something just that lures the beasts and some magical presence. But
We don't normally have attacks around Grand Helm. Security is generally tight during that time. Guards are on edge. It's normally out in the fields and the plains, and down south more.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with this, it is off to the lower levels.
Is anyone else down here? By the way, I'm just thinking about this. Like, did you guys all follow Calder,
I think
or are you guys
everyone came in,
still
yeah.
upstairs?
I followed him.
Yeah, I
I
think most
followed.
people followed down.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Garrison kind of looks between you and the prince and says, "Well, I will be retiring for the night." And he kind of turns on his heels before just kind of poof, gone. He's vanished.
Garrison is sorry.
He just disappeared into thin air.
Is Garrison still there?
Garrison
Nah, he just
disappeared.
poofed.
He
Oh,
poofed out.
I thought you said the prince disappeared. My mistake.
No,
No.
Prince is still standing there.
I'm gonna ask him about that. I can't talk, so I'm gonna
What are you motioning to me?
land title.
Right. Okay. I'll ask the prince.
I need a
For-
marker.
Whiteboard and a marker.
Yeah.
Sign
For
language.
this for this quest, do you think we could have some sort of preemptive reward for the entire thing? Because having
That's
some
not what I
resources,
meant, but sure.
I know, but having some resources now would make the endeavor very, very easier.
Like a home base.
Not that, because he offered to stay here in the tower, and the silvered weapons obviously are available. I'm
Oh
guessing.
shit, we probably grab those.
He says,
Yeah, we'll probably grab one.
You have everything that I have at your disposal. Everything in this tower.
I see.
There's probably a couple
Utilize-
deeds somewhere up in here.
He
We'll do
says-
that after this.
Yeah, he says utilize the library and the armory as you see fit. I just ask that you return everything that you use. He says, I must
Understood.
retire, for I am very tired.
That's not a
Understood.
reward, then.
He says, I'll see you all some point in the morning.
Bars.
I see.
He slowly kind of makes his way upstairs. And you guys are alone in the library.
All right. Let's see what the party wants to do. Do we want
Probably grab the
to?
weapon.
Talks among yourself. I am going
Yeah.
to take a quick... Speak to each other.
So,
Do I take a large investment out of the national treasury to buy a piece of land in order to reinvest it back into making a fuck ton of drugs?
If
That's
they give
my
you a
dilemma
good
right
interest
now.
rate,
Huh?
if they give you a good interest rate, then I think it's hard to turn down.
Yeah, but I don't know the market of this drug exactly.
because you stole that batch.
Would Jabbers know at all? Would the
No,
bar
God,
know?
no. Jabbers is our little pet boy. He's very nice. He
He
doesn't
is
speak
very
because they're
sweet.
kinkus, so they repeat and mimic stuff that we say. So at first it was like, don't cuss around the child because he'll repeat it. But then Magnus said, fucking inward. No, I'm joking. No,
Cute.
it was Magnus said something and Jabbers repeated it, and I was like, God dang it, Magnus! We're trying to not to curse around the child, even though it's like a 20-year-old bird. But
I think we need to assess what dangers are ahead of us.
so
I
all
think
we
we
know
need-
is one werewolf, and it's the prince. The memory or the vision that I got that I told you all about, that was, I'm pretty sure, the prince.
I'm
And
gonna
there was
say
only one werewolf in that vision. So we only need one silvered weapon whenever he's trying to do something.
Maybe our
So-
best melee guy.
hmm
I'm gonna say
We'll probably give it to two people, but
Vex and Yotan.
yeah.
I'm gonna say
Or should we be monk? Never mind.
screw all this werewolf shit. I'm gonna go become Pablo Escobar. And, like,
And
no,
that's
I'm
how
kidding.
Magnus that's how Jotun walks himself out of the campaign.
Yeah.
Never to be
Next
seen
thing we
again.
know, Yotan
Uh,
is the next Jeff
I think-
Bezos.
You know what? I've never had a player just walk out of the campaign like that.
Yeah, because we always try and follow Jared.
That's the only way to get through the campaign.
So we're gonna go to the armory and give Svex and Yotan a weapon of their choosing. And I guess
Well, I have a
Kosho as
weapon that I
well.
have to go get. I have the Manticore.
Yeah, he still has to get
Uh,
those. He never picked them up.
Yeah, like
Oh shit.
Wait, which?
The Manticore claws that he had made
Oh,
at the
right.
armory.
that are yeah.
We should have those silvered then.
I should look up for look up enchantments too.
I can. In a
You
bit,
guys can
yeah.
do that in the morning. Or you can.
And?
Well, everything's
Well, I
closed
mean,
right
we're
now.
in the
It's like
library. We're in the library though. Ooh.
you wouldn't know how to
Right?
enchant things.
Yeah, I don't, but Calder does.
You
I
wouldn't.
would
You wouldn't have the
at least
materials
one
in this library.
class. Yeah.
I understand not enchanting it, but we can get the knowledge here for show because you said it's an arcane library.
Yes. Calder would probably know about this, anyways, considering his studies in the arcane.
Yep.
Let me review my notes real quick of what
A-
Calder knows. Ah,
A
yes.
little bit of backstory. My guy is from the bottom left of the map in the Scale of Fate planning chat. My guy's from Normandy. The Tithrin main area is just a giant mage college
Yes.
that Calder was
Ooh.
from.
I would
Yeah.
very much also like to point out, even what he doesn't know, he probably should be able to learn even
Yeah.
more because
He would know how to find it unless it is deep lore.
Okay, that's
Fuck
yeah.
you
that's
and your
totally
damn
cool with
deep
me.
floor. Ugh.
I know loopholes. I find them all the time.
Pisses me off.
Balanced as all
Okay.
things should be.
Dude, no, dude, when you said walk out of the campaign, I could totally pull a fucking Rick from the TWD. You know what I'm saying? Where he just like walked off the show because he didn't want to do it anymore, so they literally just had him walk away from everything he was doing.
Yes. Sure.
That was messed
So,
up.
okay. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna go get silvered weapons for Svex, Yotan, and
Are you guys going to rest first?
Kosho.
You guys have been awake for several hours.
Yeah.
Or you've
Probably.
been awake for a day now, if not more.
I guess we'll go back to the tavern where all of our shit is.
Whenever while they do that, I'm just gonna go hit the streets and see.
The
if
guard
there's
did
any-
say that you can stay in the
Sleep
tower
there, yeah.
and then get your stuff in the morning. He did.
Wait, what?
I don't trust that.
Don't
The
you
guards
need to-
are the
I-
ones paying for your rooms for that tavern, so they kind of would know. If you remember.
Yeah, they are, but I still don't trust that. I still want to go to the bar again.
Do you need to
Okay.
investigate for
Whatever
this?
you do the drinking contest.
Do you need
What?
to investigate for this enchantment thing, or are we doing this?
No, we can do the enchantment tomorrow. Since
That's
it's
fine.
like in the AM, we'll rest for a little bit.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
I was
go to all of the shops, go to the armory, and then head down.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. While they're sleeping, I'm just gonna go hit the street and see if there's any more information I can find out, or any more of it, and any more information of it, or
So I will say this: if you decide to go out through the night, because your version of a long rest is literally sitting still for multiple hours. If you decide to go out, you risk possibly gaining exhaustion. You are still a flesh body, so you still can experience exhaustion. Just throwing this out there as a warning. Just right now.
Is it worth?
Get shit on, Caleb.
He hasn't said a word for like an hour. First thing he says is get shit on. I need your decision, my guy.
I'm trying to think if there's any spell or anything that can help me here, but
I don't think you're gonna really be able to find much as of right this moment.
alright,
I
alright.
think you'd have better luck teaming up with someone.
I'll just hang back then.
Okay.
Just stay with them.
So you guys rest. You guys are resting in the tower tonight, or are you guys going back to the tavern?
I'm going back to the tavern. And I'll invite Orion and Kosho with us if they want to grab their gear, if they have any, to take
Okay.
in.
Sure, I'll head out. I don't think I have too much gear.
I have a chest that's back in the monastery. I
Okay.
think. Hold on. What is this? Yeah, I have a chest full of random ass shit in the monastery.
Okay, so you guys break up for the night, kind of go your separate ways, get your rest. The morning comes. Did you guys decide a place of meeting around when you'd get up?
The tavern or the library?
Okay, I guess so. You guys.
I would like to meet up with the tavern.
Yeah, I thought we were all into the tavern.
Okay, so you guys meet up in the tavern in the morning after you've all gotten a decent, nice
separate
rest.
ways.
It's almost noonish when you guys get up because you did get to bed very late. Around this time, Cowler, as everyone is slowly kind of coming into the tavern after you, you see Kellic sitting at the bar, kind of head down a little bit. He's got kind of got his head down a little bit. He looks a little out of it. Tanker in hand, not really communicating with anyone as he's sitting there with his back to you guys. Hasn't even noticed you've come into the room.
Mm-hmm. And this is when we woke up, or when we come in?
This is after you guys got up. You would have been in there first. People would have been shuffling in after you. So like everyone is slowly coming into the tavern. It's not quite. It's only you guys right now because it's not quite lunch hour.
Yeah.
It's a little bit before that, so it's just you guys and Kellic, who seems to be drinking heavily first thing in the morning.
Right. I'll go up to him and be like, "Hey, long time no see."
He kind of glances back at you and just, "Hey." And you notice he's got a little bit of cut. There's a cut along the top of his snout. A little bit there's you can see bruising under the fur around his face. His eye looks like it's just recovering from a black eye. And this reminds you that he was in the fighting contest. And
against Magnus.
he barely lost against Magnus, and it seems to be crippling his pride a little bit.
I'll go up to him and be like, "Hey, I saw you in that in the fight. You did really well against everyone else."
He just kind of nods a little bit, takes a swig. Doesn't really say much.
We might need an extra hand on something if you're willing and able. I see that you're not doing much if you're drinking this early.
He says, "What is it this time?"
Just going back down to the Underdark, the bottom layers, in search for a rumor. Nothing too big, just small pickup project for some money.
He downs the rest of his ale or whatever he's drinking, kind of slams down the tanker, lets out a sigh. He says, "That sounds fine." He says, "I'll join you." He kind of slowly gets up from his stool. He looks a little drunk.
Mm-hmm.
He's not standing up straight. He's a little slanted.
I'll say to him, maybe you can join us if this takes another trip. You don't look too good, man.
He says, I'm fine." Kind of sways a little bit, rubbing his face a little bit. He says, I can do this." And he kind of straightens up just a little bit. Not the most convincing scene you've ever seen, but
yeah,
it might be enough.
I'll say, I don't know, man. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I feel like you could sit this one out and we'll contact you. Again, I'm sorry, but I don't want to risk you or the rest of this group.
He raises an eyebrow and he says, I'm fine. I've fought drunk before. And he kind of gestures for you to lead the way.
I'll say, okay, whatever you say. And I'll
Can
head
I
back
like?
to the
Oh,
group. Go ahead.
can I grab like a bar mint and hand it to him?
Mhm.
And say to keep your mind fresh.
Sure, yeah. You just hand it to him and he kind of looks at the mint and looks at you and just kind of like, who are you?
Hoping to be a friend
I see.
or to find more friends.
Kind of
I'll
puts the
turn
mint
back
into his mouth and keeps kind of following Calder.
All right, he save now, or get poisoned. By the way, we poisoned all the bar mints.
Oh, is
I
that
don't
what
know why you
happened?
forgot. No, I'm joking.
Wow, the DM was oblivious to this. Wow. All right, good game, everyone.
Yeah.
You've solved my Lupin puzzle. All right.
We'll I guess we'll go shopping now that it is morning.
All right. What are you guys looking for specifically?
I and Yotan need to go to the armor crafter and then to the mage shop.
Okay. For the brevity of time, we will say I don't have the stat sheet for that claw. I think Evan had it.
Huh?
Did you? I don't remember ever getting the stat sheet for the claw that you had brought up. The hand claws. So I don't remember what.
The manacles?
Not the manacles. The manticore claws.
I'll look for them. I don't
Yeah.
remember having it either.
I will say that I remember you showing me something. I don't remember what happened after that. It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. Literally. You do remember that? Nope. You have 2 more days. Just kidding. You have 2 more days on that.
Oh, I have 2 more days till I get it.
Yeah, till you get the thing that
Divian is working on.
Yeah, Divian. He said 3 days.
Damn it. Okay, that's fine.
But you guys, what other shopping are you guys doing? What are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Enchantments.
Enchantments?
Yeah.
Did you find a place last time that would have those? Well, I guess I guess Divian would be your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
You would have known that he does a lot of arcane stuff, and he did offer. I think he did offer enchantments. I think they
And
were.
didn't you say Calder would know a bunch of them as well?
Calder would know of the process of doing them. He may not necessarily know how to do it himself, and he would not be proficient in doing so.
But couldn't he teach someone if he has the knowledge to do it, but not how to do it himself?
Also, Calder doesn't have the resources to do it.
Yeah, we'd have
That's
to
what I'm
find.
saying is we can find someone who may not know how to do it, and he can tell them how to do it.
Well, no,
If they were
we just
proficient
had
in
to-
the skill, like, but didn't know how to do that specifically, right?
He could eventually learn. It would take time. Be a lot of time.
I should just be better bet to find. Okay.
It'd be a better bet to find someone now, maybe later down the line as you guys get more levels and you guys begin to learn more. Calder would be able to do that himself. He would have to get a hold of certain resources in order to do it. There's certain
can't
expensive.
find those damn claws.
Well, we have them somewhere. They're not going to be important right now. I would say for now, I'm just gonna if he has them, they count as 1d8 or something. Actually, no, it'd be 1d6 because they would count as a
So Manticore, their swipe attack does does 6 if it hits 6 damage plus 1d6 plus 3.
Yeah. No, it'd just be the 1d6 plus your modifier.
Strength mod plus proficiencies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So you guys get the claws. You guys are gonna go talk to Divian.
I guess not. Now that he, I thought it was a day further, but I'll go talk to him anyways.
Okay. You
And
enter
see.
Divian's shop. Same scene as before.
Yeah.
He looks a little. He looks like he's working on something in the back. You hear him muttering arcane phrases as he's messing around with that orb and those crystals from before. Um, and for a brief moment, it looks like they actually hold together before they kind of crumble back onto the table. And he kind of lets out a sigh before noticing you've entered, setting down the tools that he was using, and says, "Ah, Calder." He says, "It's good to see you. What can I do for
Good
you?"
to see you as well, Divian. We are on the search for some type of potion. And while I want to keep this as classified as possible for the giver of the quest's privacy, it is for one of the curses, like the one on my arm. But it curses them with lycanthropy, and a witch has bestowed this curse upon him.
He says, "Oh," he says, "Oh, you must be speaking of the prince." He says, "Only a few of us know of this, but yeah, I've been on a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Hiatus, I guess, on good information. It's been lacking.
See,
The witch's curses. There's very, very little known about what they can and cannot do and how to get rid of them. Um, Even the priest who normally can cleanse these curses have not been able to do anything with it. Just anger it.
mhm. We've heard rumor of a potion that helps with this, but to no avail. We are trying to search for it now. But I was just checking in just to make sure that you had no information. Yeah, because every little bit helps.
Yes, I'm sorry, my friend, but nothing has passed through here. I've heard the same rumors, but he says, though, I am making progress on the thing that I told you about. It should be done in another 2 days.
2 days sounds good. I might come back earlier.
So
Just to check in.
I look forward to our next conversation.
I as
Kind
well.
of give you a slight nod.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and leave, and if anyone else needs to do anything before we head to the armory and then head down.
I'm just making sure I have my claws already, right? We picked this up.
Yes, you
Yep.
got them. 2 claws, 1d6 each. I think you have
I'll be
dual wielding.
right back. I'm getting some water.
Cool.
Okay. So, are you guys? What is the plan now? You guys going? What are you doing?
Let's follow the clues, Raggy.
Going school.
So you guys are going into the lower levels of the city.
I think we're going to the armory first, aren't we?
I mean,
You don't need the silver tools right now.
Oh, okay.
You guys wouldn't be encountering werewolves right now,
so the question is, the DM.
huh?
Is he trying to trick us and tell us we don't need something we might need?
No, I'm actually. You would know this. You know there is no werewolves in the city. The king told you the only werewolf is, or the prince told you the only werewolf you know of is him.
No, I'm just making fun.
Um,
But aren't silver weapons proficient against undead as well, or unholy?
Those are blessed weapons.
those are blessed weapons.
Okay.
Silver
Hey,
is
can I
only
walk
for.
back into
Silver
the
not-
prince's room?
Is silver not blessed in D&D?
No, silver is just. It's because it's a
Ah.
pure metal. It affects. I think it's fairies and lycanthropes.
Okay.
I could be wrong on the fairy part. I don't know, but that's what I know from mythology.
affects
Is
fairies.
fairies don't. No, it's iron is for fairies. That's right. Not silver. It works on. I think it's for vampires as well. I think it's vampires and werewolves are the two that silver works against, but I could be wrong. I'm still learning. It's fine.
Does iron work against ghosts? I've heard that. I don't know if that's true.
Not in D&D. It has to be a magical weapon to hurt a ghost. But
Okay.
Ethereal boys.
Yep. All right. So you guys are. What are you doing?
If we didn't do anything while I was gone, I wanted to go to the armory just to pick up some weaponry.
So I was telling the rest of the
Maybe.
party. You guys would know not that you wouldn't need the silvered weapons. Not now.
We know, yeah, I know that we don't need it for a werewolf, but it'd be nice
Okay.
to have some extra oomph whenever we go. Whenever we're going down
So
to
if
the.
you guys are going back to the armory,
Guard.
you're gonna find all of your kind of basic weapons there, just
He's
silvered.
going.
There's long swords and short swords, rapiers. Pretty much.
Whoa! I don't even know her.
Shut up.
How much would these silver weapons be worth? All I could carry.
My God.
Are you gonna
Stop
steal
trying
from
to
the
sell
prince?
shit and then sell it back. to the
Depends how much
market.
it's worth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got a price.
Probably a couple gold pieces more than a regular weapon, because most of these are they're not fully silvered. They have silver kind of coated on the
Plated.
blades.
Silver plated.
Sure, something like
Silver
that.
edged, yeah.
Yeah.
Silver deep fried.
Well, that's the best. That's good stuff.
All right. Never mind. I'll lay
Glazed
off.
and silver. No. All right. I guess we will. If no one needs any armor or weapons or shit like that,
Let's
I'll.
depart.
Yeah.
So-
Let's go ahead and go then.
Okay, so I get you guys head down to the lower levels of the city.
Yep. We can either go to 11 or 12.
By this point,
I think
Pellic
12
seems
might
to
be
have
better.
sobered up after your 2 or 3 hours of shopping.
Yeah.
He is sobered up, looks to be having a little bit of a hangover as he's squinting and kind of rubbing his head. He's not looking the happiest, but he is fine in this situation.
Welcome to the underground.
Where are we now? Are we just like in the city
Give
streets?
me your
You are moving. So you guys are moving deeper into the city, which is lower into the earth. This city has got multiple layers to it, like digging deeper and deeper
Like an
into the
ogre.
ground. I
Or
was
an
going to
onion.
say an onion, but no.
Ogres have layers.
Yes, they do. You guys head though deeper and deeper into the city, getting down to the 12th, the 11th or 12th level, depending on
Let's
which
just go
level you
12th.
go 12th. All right.
Yeah.
If
Balls.
you guys, so are you guys just gonna walk around and look for people like suspicious-looking individuals, or?
Does anyone have a background that could help us?
I mean, I feel like I've gained some knowledge of the criminal world here a little
You
bit.
stole a drug from a dude that was trying to probably sell it to another dude.
I said a little bit.
I've seen a drug deal. I know about the
I was just
criminal world.
wondering if
Exactly.
anyone's background had like criminal or some shit.
I don't believe any of you do.
I'm assuming
Let me
there's
check.
no authorities anywhere in sight. Other than
At this lower
criminal
levels,
authorities.
there are not really authorities. It's you
mob
s-
syndicates and
Yeah.
gangs and
you see mostly every person down here is a little shady in some way, shape, or form. A lot of them, you don't really see any high elves or anything like that. High elves or halflings or people like of that nature. You mainly see like a lot of beast folk, like
Drow.
bugbears, drow aren't beast folk, but like bugbears, goblins, kobolds, drow. There's a few dragonborns here and there. Normally the matted scale nature of like red, blue, green, not the silver and gold type.
I see.
Um,
Surrounded by beasts.
Yeah, there's a few lupins you see walking around, kind of holding together in sort of a pack as they move along. There's a few humans as well, and a couple other common races like dwarves, tieflings.
So, go ahead.
But yeah, most of these people down here are relatively shady looking.
I would like to grab Calder and get some information.
But what?
What do you think?
The drug.
Or more, or anything related to the criminal underworld.
I'm guessing it's not going to be in the
Whether it's something,
encyclopedia.
whether it's a different drug or something new, whether it's like the trading routes, whether it's like, I need to know stuff. I need knowledge.
Knowledge. Since I have the researcher background, could I recall if there are any markets, shop areas, trade districts in the
Or
lower
even
levels?
even if you can't, we can walk around.
I will give you this one. You
Okay.
have heard of there is a black market that is present in this area.
African
However,
American market, here we come, baby.
you don't know
Let's
specifically
go to the
where
bazaar.
this market is located within this part of the city.
Fuck.
You will have to do some searching for it, but you do know that there is one.
That's what I was about to say. You have a great investigation, so we can just walk around and
you're
look,
right, yeah.
and we can just walk around, look, and like ask people, and if they're like, "Hey, fuck off, I don't know anything," I can do an intimidation check,
Fuck.
and then there we go.
Just be mean and just be like, roll perception.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
Listen, oh my god. My passive investigation is a fucking 15, so
Okay. Oh, it takes you a little bit. It takes you kind of approach a couple people. They bear fangs or kind of give you a look like "get near me, I'll cut you" type deal, and keep on their way. And you don't really talk to many people. There is at some point you do end up getting a hold of a kobold who ends up kind of pointing you in the right direction before kind of scurrying off at the sight of Yotan.
Give me what I want, you little shit! And he's just like, and he's just like squirming around.
Just got him by the neck.
Yeah.
Oh. And during this too, you also notice Jabbers is very uncomfortable down here. He's not blending in all that well. Being in a bardic robe with a bardic hat on. He's very observant of the environment around him at the moment. Kellic, on the other hand, he could give two shits. He's dealing with a hangover, and if someone was to mess with him, he'd probably hurt them severely.
Question.
Yes.
Pardon me. Oh my god. What's wrong with me? How did I just get his name?
Calder.
You just said it. No, not Calder.
Calic.
Calic?
No.
Jabbers?
No, the Jabbers. Yes. Why? How did I forget that? Anyway, Jabbers. Is Jabbers a cool kind of bard, or is he just like,
What do you mean a cool
Does
kind
he
of bard?
fuck stuff or does he not? Is what you're
No,
asking.
not that kind of bard. I'm saying is he cool kind of bard? Like, is he chill? Like, does he? Does he use things to influence his art?
No. He doesn't because he technically doesn't have a voice of his own. He recreates things he's heard.
Alright, you got me.
He is a Kenku, remember.
Yeah.
But you end up finding this black market. It's located within what almost looks to be, it almost, by its outward appearance, which is kind of strange, it almost looks like an underground gladiatorial ring. almost like a miniature coliseum within this underground level. Barely reach it. Like there's barely space between it and the top of it and the roof of this level. As you guys head side, you see a pair of orcs standing guard on either side of the door, both holding very large blades as they kind of watch people head to and fro from the into this market. And upon entering the inside, you see these makeshift stands kind of everywhere. And there seems to be all kinds of different things from there are people selling odd trinkets and doodads. There are people selling what looks to be items that have runes etched into them. Some of these runes glowing in these items. There are weapons. There's one man. Why? There's one man who looks to be. He's got a series of cages behind him, each with rags draped over them so that you can't see what's inside. And it is a very busy market. There are a lot of people in here.
How crowded is it? Like enough to the point where it's almost hard to see behind like people's shoulders and stuff, or what?
It's crowded in
Like
the
how-
sense that it's not like rush hour type crowded where there's just like
It's not shoulder to shoulder, bizarre like type stuff.
like you have to weave through people, but it's not like bumping into everyone you see.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Trinkets, odds and ends.
Bombs,
Are
rope,
any of them-
they're yours, my friend.
Are any of the stands selling silver or silver trinkets?
Roll an investigation check for me. I like that. That was good. You find one of these kind of trinket stands. There's a little goblin lady sitting there. It looks like a lot of the trinkets. They look to be silver, but you're not entirely sure if they are. And
Can I ask the goblin lady where she found them?
okay, yeah. I'm yawning a lot. It's driving me fucking crazy. All right. She says, "Oh, I found these laying around." She says, "You looking to buy?"
Depends. Can I roll an insight check?
Yes. Yes, you can.
11.
She seems like a very kind lady. That's all you're kind of getting out of her. There's not. You don't
What's she
sense
got?
anything
Rings?
malicious.
Rings, necklaces.
It's mainly like trinkets. Like they almost look like they could be holy symbols.
Oh, or like like little relics and sigils. And
Yeah,
stuff.
little doodads. Nothing like jewelry wise. It's
Oh.
mainly doodads. And
Never mind. Nothing identifiable.
yeah,
Sorry, ma'am. You have a good one.
she kind of gives you a slight nod, and as you walk away, kind of mutters something in Goblin.
Fun.
Is there anything I'm
I
looking
let
for?
it slide.
So you described things being like you described the area, but did you describe if it was organized or not? Like are people in certain areas, or is it all just randomly assorted where everyone is?
It's kind of just whoever picked a spot and there was enough space and made their spot. That's what's being sold there is whatever they got.
Okay, so is there anything I'm finding that is there any like not just this particular herb, but anything in terms of like narcotics or anything like that?
Roll an investigation check for me.
I brought Calder with me as well.
You
Roll
can roll
some
with
group
advantage if you want,
I'll roll as well.
or that if you
Yeah,
both
he
roll,
should
that
roll.
works.
God,
Okay, we
motherfucking
can both roll.
damn.
No, I just rolled deception. I'm an idiot.
Bro.
I ignored that. I rolled deception.
Why am I rolling so
Um,
shit?
Okay, so both of
Like,
you
where
look
the
around.
fuck did that come from? My passive investigation is 15, by the way.
What'd you get?
Fucking
5.
8 and 7.
Yeah. So you guys look around. It takes you a very decent amount of time looking around. You do end up finding a guy who's selling. They look to be some sort of capsule. The very odd color. The inside almost looks like a mixture. It's almost like swirling light and darkness within these capsules. The man selling them, it's a. He looks human, but you notice there are some draconic features about him. His right arm seems to be covered in scales. His right hand is like a dragon's claw. He has a small wing peeking out of the right side of his body. It's almost like half of him was turned to a dragon, half of him wasn't. It's a very strange display, and he's sitting there.
He's just topsy-turvy.
Yes.
Pretty cool. Does he have
Who brought him out of the gene pool?
Can I get a Calder to ask him like information about it or like anything? Can he get anything? I need all the information I can get about it. And
I'll ask the guy then.
I'll roll. I mean, no, I won't roll anything yet. But can I just point out I have the haunted one, so he would do the utmost to try and help me. And since he sees me communicating to Calder, he would see that it's me trying to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, wait a second. Go ahead, never mind.
Yeah, the man looks up at you. One eye, like that of a serpent. This wide yellow iris kind of staring at you through with a black slit through the middle of it. He takes in every detail of you, Calder, as you sort of approach him. And he says, "Oh, what's a ganassi like you doing down here?"
Just helping and this big hunk right here. He's not too good with words, but he knows what he wants. And I'll kind of stand to the side and let Yotan like point and stuff and like point at the person to like use the haunted one like, hey, don't fuck with me, help me out.
Okay.
So I guess Yotan point at what you want and I'll do the speaking.
Well, he said the pill thing. Is there anything else there that would be interesting?
That's like the main thing he has. You also notice there's a few jars of similar herbs that you had. There's like a powder substance as well, in another jar. Other than that, he doesn't really have much else out on display. Those are the main things you see.
Oh, I need to get something from him first because I feel like he'd be more likely to talk to me if I got something. So I'll take one of these pills and I'm gonna try and get all the information on it that I can as well.
He says,
I'm gonna communicate to Calder just like, yeah.
Just picturing this like giant child like trying to get his point across to like an
Yeah.
adult. He says, well, that there's an ethereal pill. He says, one hell of a trip. Did I just hear someone laugh?
That was
What
me.
was that noise?
I would like. Can I try and see if how it's made?
He kind of looks you over. He says, "Can't tell you that. Sorry." He says, "Old family secret. If everyone knew, everyone would make it themselves."
All right. And what does he know of any other markets or deeper areas where I might get more or better stuff?
I guess Calder's just conveying this each time.
Mhm.
He shakes his head and he just says, "Don't know of any other market. Just know this one's the best."
You're that little shit. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna take this pill, I guess.
He didn't buy it from him.
Oh yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So how much would it be?
He says, "How many you want? You just one?"
Is there any way I can? Yeah.
You can just
Just-
nod.
Yeah.
That is a sign of yes.
Yes.
He says, mm,
Actually, I'll take 3.
oh, if you're doing 3, he says, it'd be 45 gold pieces. Stuff ain't cheap.
It's fine with me.
Okay, so you toss him the 45 pieces.
Yep.
Okay.
And there is someone in our group proficient with alchemy, and I could also. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
We're good.
He takes the coin, quickly stores it away.
And what of the herbs back there?
He says, oh, these, he says, it's just grounded holly leaf. It's good for relaxing evening. If you burn it. It's pretty much the same stuff that you had before. I finally named it after an hour and a half.
All right, I'll just leave it then. Well, are there any seeds for it? Does he sell seeds for it?
He does not.
All right, I'll just good. It's 45, right? 45 gold.
Yeah, 45 GP.
45 gangplanks.
Yes, gangplanks.
I hate you, Evan.
Alright, is anyone else doing any shopping in the black market? We're having a shopping episode.
I think I'm broke, so I don't have any money. But
I could pay for some people, but we're looking for the potion.
I'm looking around the black market to make sure nobody's staring at us.
Dude,
There-
everyone is
at
staring.
least-
Roll a
like-
perception check, whoever said that they are looking out for
Wissy
people.
wissy.
Wow. These are
Yeah,
some of the worst
it seems
rolls I'm getting.
so. Based on what you know, people are just minding their business. A few people look at some of you. You guys, a couple of you are very colorful, based on your attire, and you are a very diverse group. They don't normally get these type of groups coming in here. Generally, it's packs of the same kind of race, or there's a very small amount of diversity within it. But other than that, you don't really. No one seems to be kind of eyeing you guys too much. Maybe just giving a curious glance at times or stuff like that. For Calder, roll investigation to see if you can find a potion.
Oh shit, a good roll. 18. I rolled twice for shits and giggles. 23.
What do you roll twice?
I don't know. I'm so used to having advantage on stuff.
You didn't have advantage.
I know, but still.
I'm taking the 18.
18, yeah.
So you do some asking around, talking to a few people. A lot of them don't know anything about this potion. Others do convey that there is a rumor that there is one vial swinging around. Until you come across, there's a half-orc man who hears you talking and gets up from where he was sitting and kind of comes over to you and he says, "What have you heard about this potion?"
I say, I haven't heard much, just that it's either here or south of here, and I need it for a friend.
He says, "Well, that potion was taken from me. I'm trying to find the one who took it."
Do you have any leads?
Some damn bird.
Bird, and I'll kind of like get in front of Jabbers.
That's
Not
racist.
not Kenku. Aarakocra.
That's racist.
Ah, I see. I'll get in front of Orion. No.
Start moving around people and just trying to block people.
No, I'll ask any details on this guy, where he is right now. I'd love to get that potion off of him and maybe even pay you for it.
It's some chick. Didn't get to see her face.
Bird tits.
Dear God, why? He says, she seemed kind of roguish. Actually held me at gunpoint. I haven't seen one of those. Snatched the potion right from me when I was trying to sell it.
You know where
Was
she
she a
flew
swift
off
one?
to, or?
I haven't got a clue.
I see. Well,
What color were its feathers?
I didn't get to see that. She was wearing a cloak. Covered every part of her body.
What about the beak?
Not much light gets down here.
I understand. Well, if I hear anything, I'll try and find you here.
Says, I'd be happy to hear she's dead if you find her. Kinda
That I can do.
goes on with his business. All right.
Well-
So you have a lead now.
Yeah, we have a singular lead. 2 hours and 3 hours into the session now.
So what you doing now?
I guess we'll just split the party. No. I guess I'll tell everyone about it, and I'll see what they want to do. Because we're looking for a female Aarakocra who held the guy at gunpoint that was wearing a dark cloak.
Oh,
No
I
other
know.
information. We just gotta find her somewhere here.
I mean, that's pretty identifiable if she's the only one in town with a rare piece of equipment like that.
I was gonna ask Kosho Z if he had the chemistry type thing. I'm just gonna walk up to him, pill him in my fingers, point to it, asserting, obviously, figure out what's in it.
I hand him the supplies and I say, "Careful."
I'm asking if you can do it. I don't have proficiency in it.
Yeah, he's not proficient.
Oh,
You gotta do it
you want me to do it for you? Oh, yeah.
Get
I
used to it.
can-
This man wants proficiency in everything. And he's just gonna use us to get it.
Hold on. What ingredients are you handing me, or what are you? What abstract
Material.
concept are you
Well,
trying
like,
to provide with
He's
me?
handing
Well,
you
are
a
you-
drug. He wants you
well,
to describe it
understand.
or whatever.
Do you think are you skilled enough to do this? Would you tell me up front if you were skilled enough to do this?
I
Like,
can
identify
only
what's in it.
I can only make simple potions. Like I can make like acid vials. I can make different types of alcohol. And hold on, what's the other? Where's the motherfucking kit?
The motherfucking. It's just
Okay.
basic alchemist stuff.
Okay,
It's
so
not
never
like
mind.
I don't know anything about drugs. I do know shit about candy though.
He is a monk.
Well, I mean, if you know about alcohol and teas, then you do know about drugs.
Well, yeah, but not like
I heard on the stream that you need someone who knows about drugs.
Dear God.
And what was the name of the plant
No,
again, Tyler?
You're not
It was
in
Molly
this
what?
episode.
Polyleaf.
Polyleaf, not Molly leaf. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make Molly leaf.
How many grams or whatever of it?
You had just say a pouch. Just say a pouch of it.
Pouch full of these. These ones, sir.
Shut your mouth. Alright, so what are you guys doing? You guys heading out? You guys
We're just gonna investigate around a little more.
All
I
right.
guess we'll spend like an hour, 2 hours investigating around, like
So
near the market, around the entrances.
I guess roll another investigation check if you guys are going to search around this Coliseum-like structure.
Come on, baby. Yes, 21.
All right.
God damn, I'm good.
That's not what I wanted. Let me see what I'm trying to see. All right, so Calder leading the charge on this kind of investigation.
I'm so hot.
You guys search around for a good 2 hours, not really finding much lead, just hearing the kind of the same rumors. But as you continue to ask around, you guys head into this one area near the this Coliseum, and you are stopped by two half-orc individuals. One is wielding a scimitar in one hand. The other has a pair of daggers that they're just kind of standing there.
Menacingly.
Pretty much. And they begin to move towards you guys as you guys notice them.
I'll immediately get behind Yotan.
All right.
And I'll warn everyone, like, kind of under my breath, like, hey, watch out. I don't know what these guys want, but it's probably nothing good. And I'll prepare a... I'll prepare a
What?
spell.
Prepare a skin flute.
On that note, everyone roll initiative.
Fuck. 11.
Okay.
9.
Always.
What did he say?
I was gonna say I always forget where it is, but I found it.
It's literally in the smack dab middle of your screen.
Yeah, seriously.
22, not 20.
Brice sounds very tired. Okay, so 20 to 25 was just Vex, right? Who was 20 to 15? Anyone? No one? Okay, 15 to 10.
For what?
Initiative.
What did you say?
All of us.
Has everyone ignored me? This makes me that
So-
this is.
Yeah,
this is
I've.
the-
Sorry, I
I've
did
not-
not hear you. I got an 11.
You got an 11. Okay.
11
You're gonna
for
have to look at the
initiative.
game
I got a
log.
5.
Yeah, I
Yep.
thought you were just going to look at the game log. My bad.
Well, some of you are rolling physical dice, so I was asking.
No, only Brice does. I thought.
What did oh, he got there's
Bryce.
his. There's his. Never mind. I got it. I got it. Yes, that's it. All right. So, Specs, you are first in the order. There are two half orcs standing before you, one holding a scimitar, the other holding two daggers.
Did they enter my melee range at all, or
They are about 15 feet from you,
okay?
and they were moving towards you as Calder hid behind Yotan.
I just,
How
like, got
far-
behind him.
How far away from each other are they?
They're side by side, 5 feet apart. They're walking towards you from like an alleyway.
So, I'm going to
Why does Brice sound like a smoker right now? Come on.
I'm going to channel divinity. That's what I'm going to do for my action.
Okay.
And for my bonus action, I'm going to ready my battle axe.
What does your channel divinity do?
I'm going to choose the one where if there are multiple people within my range, I add a hit die to each of my attacks, or each of my damage attacks.
Okay.
Um,
And you're just readying an attack. You said.
yeah, I'm getting ready for if they enter my melee range.
Okay. So you see as your armored paladin Goliath just kind of lifts his sword, producing a. I guess considering you are a, what is it, like a death paladin or something?
Fear.
Fear. So it's like a black haze that kind of forms around him as he readies his weapon. Jabbers kind of takes a few steps back before slapping his hands together and just poof, gone. He disappears.
Invisible boy.
Then the first one, who was walking originally towards Calder, is going to attempt a swing at Yotan, who is the one in front of Calder at the moment. And what is your AC?
14.
You say 15?
14.
14.
Mm.
You take... he swings twice at you. The first swing missing. The second one slashing you across the chest for 9 points of damage. Slashing damage. The second one is going to join him and attempt the same thing. Striking you for another 14 points of slashing damage. As they both start carving into Yotan, who's kind of the one that's in front. It is now Calder's turn, who's behind Yotan.
Okay. They're right beside me, right?
They're
Basically.
on the other side of Yotan from you.
Okay.
They're, I would say, 10 feet because there's a because of Yotan in front of you, considering a person occupies 5-foot space.
Right. So I'm gonna I'm gonna twin my
Just pick one. Just if you can DPS
One.
one harder, I would just say pick
yeah,
one.
I am. Hold on.
Oh, okay, I thought you said twin.
I'm gonna use
No,
one of my
he's-
sorcery points.
He's
To
got a feat
twin-
for sorcery points.
Yeah, to twin my scorching ray that I have prepared,
Okay.
and also cast another scorching ray. So that would be 3 scorching rays casted.
Doesn't it do 3 rays anyways?
Yes, so that's 9 rays in total, each for a 2d6 fire damage. But I have to
Okay.
roll the hits for all of them. So
Okay, so roll
Oh,
your
fun.
attacks. Roll the attacks for the first guy first.
okay, 19,
That hits.
20, 30.
Hits. Okay, they all hit. Every one of them hits.
19, 20, and 17
Oh my god.
for 7 plus that's 11. 22 damage on the first guy.
Okay, so you nail him with these rays of energy. He growls as he kind of takes a step back. These rays scorching his flesh, leaving the smell of burning
Burnt
flesh in the air.
Yeah. And now for the second instance of this.
Dear Lord.
That's only a 10 to hit.
That's a miss.
22.
Okay, that hits. What about the last one?
12.
That misses. So you hit with 1.
Right. Come on, baby. 4 damage again.
Okay. The other one, he watching his friend.
No,
take
they're all
the-
on the same guy.
Oh, they're all on the same guy. You're just nailing
all-
one dude.
All on the same guy.
Okay, so you hit him with the first one. He kind of takes the blows. He's burnt up. He's ready for the second one that comes in. managing to duck out of the way of 2 of them before the last one just barely scrapes him in the side, leaving part of his tunic burnt, or shirt, or whatever he's wearing. It is now Jotun's turn.
No. I have another set of 3.
You have another set of 3?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought
I
that was.
twinned the spell, and I had a spell prepared, which only costs my bonus action.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my god.
So you have 3?
22.
Okay, that hits.
A crit miss.
Crit miss. Okay.
And then damn it, a 9.
All right. So the
Oh,
22
baby.
hits.
Two sixes.
2 6s.
Nope. 6 damage though.
6 damage. So you you fire this last one, and as you do, one of the rays kind of sizzles out before it even gets far from your palm. The other 2 kind of weaving past Jotun. The first going right over the man's head before the second one kind of strikes him in the side, causing him to stumble back. He's a little burnt up. He's a little hurt. He's still pretty good to go though, but he is hurt.
Okay.
It is now Jotun's turn.
And with that, I end my turn.
Yeah, after you, and you'll never be able to do that again. No,
Actually, not 3
So I'm gonna
times.
assume
but
I'm
twice
gonna assume
again.
they're within melee range. So
Yes.
I'm gonna first I'm gonna rage. So
Okay.
if you would probably have a better description than I would if you want to.
The idea that I've gotten off this character, he kind of, it's almost like flexing, where it's like muscles enlarge a little bit, veins start to bulge, and this kind of purplish haze comes off of him that seems to almost rise into the air and dissipate. Kind of like a, if anyone's seen like Hunter x Hunter, like an anime where they have that aura and it kind of just goes up into the air, that kind of deal. But it's very faint. But yeah, that's what I picture when you rage. So you've done that, and you have. Are you using the bear claws, or the claws?
Yeah.
Okay, you are proficient with
Wait,
them, so you roll like you
Why
would with it.
why is Caleb going before me? I rolled higher initiative.
Did you?
I'm closer. I
I
thought I was.
checked.
I thought it was because I was
I'm
closer.
a 9. You're a 5.
Yeah, I thought it was because I was closer. My
Did
bad.
I misread people's shite?
I'm 5.
I switch people's numbers around in my head, dude.
You're good. Go ahead.
That's fine. Yeah, Kosho, you go first then. I apologize. This is why I was having people read it.
No worries. In relation to me, where are the orcs? The one that just got cindered is where?
They're both in front of Jotun.
They're both, yeah,
You guys are all
melee
kind of
range.
behind Jotun. Specs is probably 10 feet away from Jotun, to probably the left. You would be probably on the right side, same distance. You could easily walk up and get next to Jotun and fight if you wanted to.
All right. Yeah, I can. Well, what can I do? What can I just go up there? Will I still be in range to do unarmed strikes?
Yeah, if you walk,
Yeah.
yeah, you have movement to get to him. Like this is
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, you're like on a street. They came out of an alleyway and
Yeah.
approached
Sorry. This is weird. This is weird without a map. It's all right. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go up to him and do 2 unarmed strikes.
All right, roll your attacks as you approach this man. Oh no,
Oh, wait,
attacks, not
that's the
damage.
wrong- Oh wait, that's my bad. Where's my mofucking? There it is. All right, 24, and then the other one, 16.
So those both hit.
Does the
You
okay?
roll damage for both.
Cool. Ooh, hey, crit.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay,
then-
yep.
And then okay.
So
All right, that's fine.
12 points of damage. So you
Yeah, baby.
you watch as Kosho, who you've not seen do much of anything yet because you haven't seen him in action, just comes up to this man. Are you going to the injured or uninjured?
The injured one. I'd like to perform 2 roundhouse kicks.
All right, you see him just come up to this man and, without any warning, just starts swirling like a whirlwind. First strike lands the back of his heel into the the side of the orc's jaw, causing it to stumble backwards. Before following it up with a second kick using the other foot as he kind of switches legs really quickly, and then lands another kick on the top of the man's head. He stumbles a little bit, recoiling quickly, and kind of looks at both you and Jotun in a sort of rage. He's looking a little woozy now. But he's not. He's still pretty good on his feet. Now it is your turn, Jotun.
Wait,
I'm gonna grab.
Dude, I got a 6.
Oh, okay.
Do I really have all these numbers wrong, bro? I guess Jotun's last. God damn.
That's fine with me.
Hold on, let me scroll through my
Um,
9 scorching
how much-
rays.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
How much room above me do I have?
The ceiling. So it's about each level is about 30 feet in height.
Okay, can I like fly up like 10 feet?
Yeah.
All right, I just want to get a clear shot with my crossbow.
Okay. You fly up into the air.
All right, and
you roll your
roll
attack.
the-
Roll the hit.
Shit, I got a 6.
You fire your crossbow and you shoot wide. Not quite sure on how to take the shot with this 11-foot man kind of in the way a little bit from where you're at. Do you have anything else you can do, or
Not really.
okay? Now it is Jotun's turn.
All right, so the first guy you said is still pretty good on his feet.
He's still up, yeah. He's looking a
He said
little
it.
bloodied, but he's not, and he's not on death's door yet.
All right, I'm gonna grab the second one then. He's within my range to grab, right? Seeing
Yeah.
how he just hit me. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume I'm gonna roll a
Roll
what roll
a athletics check for grappling.
17.
All right. Let me see here. Yep, you get you grab a hold of this man's arm as he kind of lifts up one of the daggers at you, and you just kind of snatch his arm out of the air. What are you doing?
I'm gonna use vice. Wait, I can't use vice grip this turn, can I? Since no, because I meant to use vice grip to grapple him because that is how you.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
it
yeah.
goes along with the grapple. That's what the vice
Yeah,
grip
that's
does.
what
if I'm remembering.
that's what I was implying. I should have said that. My mistake.
Yeah. So you grab a hold of him, and I'm trying to remember what vice grip does because I remember we
He
built this from the ground up.
Creatures of your size or smaller must make a con saving throw against your strength check if grappled or experience one of 3 side effects. Stun due to head, torso trauma, half movement speed due to broken leg or fractured leg, or disadvantage
so
with two-handed or single-handed weapon due to broken or fractured arm.
If I'm remembering correctly.
And I can also hold them in the grapple for a contest of strength. If they fail again, I can't remember how many times they have to fail. Is it?
Oh, to pin?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
After 3 failed escape attempts, that's what it is.
So you roll. You don't roll anything. They roll a dexterity saving throw against you.
I thought it was that's
No.
for the contest of strength that they roll.
Yeah, the
strength.
contrast
Okay,
to
yeah.
strength is after. So they roll the dex. They rolled the dex save. What was yours? Let's see. It's
My athletics was 17.
no, it's a death saving throw against your
Oh, their
attack.
dex saving throw.
Yeah, it's a dex saving throw against your ability, which I'm
Yep.
trying to remember what it was specifically. I think it's your strength. All right. I freaking can't find it. So I think it's 13 is your dex, the dex save that he has to make, which, if I'm mistaken,
I can paste it to
yeah.
you.
Well, I'm looking at it. So he fails. You do get a hold of him. Roll the damage, which should be, I think it's, I'm still, yeah, 46. Roll 46 real quick.
17.
17. All right, so he experiences 17. Well, 17 plus strength, so that's 7 more. So 24 points of 24 points of bludgeoning damage. So you grab a hold of this man's arm and just squeeze with the strength of a bull. And he lets out a cry as he drops one of his daggers. Everyone around you can hear there's a crack as you are squeezing this man's arm. Not a break, but you hear something pop. It's not good.
And okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So what else are you going to? What else are you doing?
I was gonna say we enter a contest of strength. Then I know it doesn't. It's probably next turn, but
That would be next
don't
turn.
we?
So this would
Yeah,
count as
but
your.
doesn't it
This is your
begin
action.
now?
So
Doesn't it
you
I'm still
the
restraining him
yes.
as of now. Okay.
So the next
Then I'll
turn
just
you would
enter
activate.
rage.
Yeah. You already
Then
rated.
I'll okay, because
Yeah.
I from earlier, but yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So you are raging. You have this man in your grip, and that is yeah. So it is
Awesome.
now. All right. So around this point, you all hear from another alleyway, some sort of chatter going on. As you turn, you see a pair of goblins, both wielding short bows, emerge from the dark and try to fire at Orion and Kosho.
Ooh,
And
fun.
What are you guys' armor classes?
I have a 13.
I have a 14.
I have a 12.
Okay, so Orion, you get shot with an arrow that digs a little bit deep into your side. You take 3 points of piercing damage. And Kosho, you take a arrow from the other goblin going straight into your right shoulder, experiencing 8 points of piercing damage. As the head of the arrow drives deep into your shoulder blade.
Dang.
And it is
Are you
now.
downed?
It's not yet. He's not. It's now to Sphex.
You said how much damage?
You took 8.
8. Okay.
8 points of piercing.
Cool.
So now you have 2 goblins and the 2 half-orcs. What shall you do, Sphex?
Huh?
What are you doing? It's your turn.
I'm gonna move up to the one with the least amount of damage.
Okay, so yeah, you have the movement to do that. You get up next to Kosho.
Wait. I mean like the enemies with the least amount of damage.
Yeah, the enemy. Oh, you're talking about the 2 goblins?
Yeah.
Yes.
Orcs.
The orcs are injured. The goblins just joined the fray.
Okay. Are the goblins next to each other?
They're about 30 feet from you guys in an alleyway.
Oh, in an alleyway.
All right. I'm gonna fire a guiding bolt at the one of the goblins.
Okay, roll your attack. Wish we had music in the background. Makes the silence is super awkward.
True. Here, I'll find some NCS fantasy type music.
I don't know if it works well. I don't know. Eventually, I'm gonna find stuff, but we'll look into it.
I'm down for Skyrim music.
I don't think that's copyright. I'm pretty sure. I don't think we're allowed to do that. Not
understandable.
trying to lose the channel yet.
Do we have copyright free just like fantasy music?
Well, I think we'll talk about that later.
I'm looking into
and
it
figure
in a
that out,
second.
But,
I'm looking into it right now.
Royalty-free
you
fantasy-free music.
You fire the guiding bolt, and it strikes the wall next to the goblin, causing it to kind of yelp as it kind of dissipates against the stone. Is that all you're doing?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
It's Jabber's turn, who is nowhere to be seen. So it is back to the first orc, or half-orc, who, seeing Jotun grabbing his friend, is going to attempt to slash at you to make you let go. Oh my. God, this dice is cursed. Let's go to jail. He is just trembling. He can't seem to land a strike on you, even though you're not really moving. You kind of, as he swings his blade, you just kind of glance it off, like not. It doesn't even cut your barbaric hide.
Stone skin.
Yep, and his friend is going to
Dude, that is
roll.
literally the one I was looking at.
His friend is going to roll against you in a contest of strength in order to try to escape.
Mm.
I need you to roll a strength check for me, Yotan.
I have
We don't
advantage
have
on strength checks since I have rage.
Yes, because you're
so
raging.
roll again. Awesome. 18.
So, in some desperate attempt that he makes, he somehow manages to slip out of your grasp, falling backwards, stumbling.
Prone?
Nope, not prone. Just kind of stumbles backwards. You do, however, because he is going to try to run, you do have an attack of opportunity on him.
Right now?
Yes, you get attack of opportunity.
Okay,
He is making a run for it.
What should
Does
I do?
anyone have Sentinel?
No, I don't think so.
I have a javelin. Should I do? Is he within melee range still?
You have to do a melee attack when attack of opportunity is provoked, unless you have a feat that states otherwise.
You get a reaction to do it.
Yeah. It's not your turn to attack, but you're getting a reaction to react to him running away.
So I can't.
You can
what exactly
punch him, you can slash him, whatever weapon you have that's melee.
Okay, can I try and grab him?
No.
Okay. I will try and use a javelin to try and like pierce his leg into the ground, if that's possible. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
immobilize.
use the javelin as a melee weapon. Yeah, kind of spear him.
Yep.
Okay. You don't even have them equipped on your character. I just noticed. Yeah, roll your attack on them. I just equipped it, so if you want to refresh your page, you can go to your actions. It's there now.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you.
No, not damage. Attack.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Here we go.
We're all learning here. We're all learning. 13. He just slips past as you try to jab into his leg. You cut the pant leg of his, or the leg of his pants, just missing the skin. And he runs towards the two goblins, knocking one of them to the side as he goes into the alleyway. Calder, it is now your attack.
Fog. I will cast or use Burning Hands. It is a 15-foot cone in front of me. And since it is the first level, I can use sculpt spells to make 2 people automatically pass the save and take 0 damage.
So,
which I will use on Yotan and I guess Sex because he's over there as well.
Sex is not. It would be. I think Kosho would be the one that's in the way.
Yeah, next to you,
Okay.
Yotan, yeah, it'd be me.
Svex is kind
That's
of
fine.
to your left. He's not.
They
quite in the
roll DC 10. I don't know why it's. I know why it's 10. It's because it's a Ganassi trait, not my actual spell. That's fine. But Burning Hands, 3d6 damage. They take half. Ooh,
well,
that's really good damage.
he failed, so roll the 3d6.
7. Or 14 since he failed. Damn.
14 damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flames also ignite any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried, by the way.
Well, you're on a stone street, so there's not really much to catch fire. But
Cool.
he is not looking good. He is charred. He looks to be struggling to keep his eyes open now.
As
now...
a...
Oh.
I'm gonna use Quicken spell.
Okay.
To change the spell's casting time from 1 action to a bonus action.
Yep,
use
that's all
the
you.
rest of my sorcery points and cast. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do this one. Angazar's Scorcher in a 30-foot line with 5 feet wide. DC 13 or take 3d8 fire damage.
So you're aiming
Wow.
this through the guy.
That's so shit.
Oh my
What just
god.
happened?
What?
So you're aiming through the guy and trying to hit the
Got
goblins?
it with so much confidence.
Yeah.
Alright.
Aiming through the guy and trying to hit the other guys if they're running as
I
well.
would say you have to move like 5 feet to your left in order to do this.
Okay.
And I would prevent
I
Yotan
can
and
use my
Kosho
movement as
from-
well.
Yeah. So yeah, you move 5 feet to the left and you just mutter a few
Blast.
arcane words as you lift your staff and slam it down, producing this. Is it a ray?
It's a line.
A
of
line?
roaring
This yeah,
flame,
this
30
line of
feet long,
flame.
5 foot wide.
And they have to roll a dex save against
Dex
it.
save DC 13 or take 5.
Failed. Okay, they all failed.
You know,
The
this would
man-
be really. I'm gonna roll my damage one more time to see how much I could do. Yeah, I could have dealt like fucking triple, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, so he is
my
caught in the
last.
middle of this, letting out a cry of pain. The two goblins are also caught in this, both of which are on death's door, like the moment they're hit with this. Kosho, it is your turn now.
Run up and whoop their asses, please.
What, the goblins? Or
Yes,
the
all of them.
orc?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
man.
cast a thing there though, so I don't know if it's good for him to be close range.
Hold on, wait. Are any goblins aiming at me at this point in time?
They've both been just set ablaze for a period of time and are recovering from being scorched. They are like covered in just burns.
Fun. Okay. Yeah. Let's.
And you have the half
do
orc
it
in
then.
front of you who's also like grasping at life right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to one of the nearest goblins, and I'm going to do, let's see, an unarmed strike, and then let's see, a flurry of blows. So that's another 2 unarmed strikes.
So roll the
And that
first
makes
attack
me-
first.
Okay. Here you go. 16.
Okay, that hits.
Cool. All right, now flurry of blows.
So roll damage for that attack first, because you probably won't even need the flurry of blows against him.
Oh, okay. Do. Hey, max damage 7.
Yeah, how do you want to do this against this goblin?
Let's see. With this one, I just
Just
want to.
music.
I want to do some stupid shit. I want to jump up into the air and bring my heel down on him as I come down from the air.
An axe kick, yeah.
So we talking
Yeah.
about some like Street Fighter stuff, like you do a front flip and just proceed to just cut his head in half with your heel? Or not quite, but slam his head down with your heel?
Yeah, like his jaw is going to be broken once it hits the ground.
Okay, so we're looking like some like Ryu from Street Fighter or something coming in with some crazy flip. You watch as Kosho slams his heel into this goblin's head, landing in a very nimble position before this goblin as its head is forced into the ground, jaw snapping, and its head kind of not quite pops, but like cracks open, and it is done.
It fizzles.
Yeah, fizzles. The other one kind of stares at you in shock as you just annihilated his friend. You can do another. I think you can do 2 unarmed strikes in a turn. I think you can do one
Yes,
as a
sir, I
bonus
can.
action. Yeah.
Well, right, yeah, I can. After I perform one attack, I can do either an unarmed strike and not use the key, or do 2 unarmed strikes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna use the key on the on the remaining goblin.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So roll your 2 attacks. I think it is for the fury. Blah, blah, blah.
Fury
Yeah.
of blows.
Yes, that one.
Flurry of blows.
Do it to
Furry
the
of blows.
rhythm.
Right. That's 1. That doesn't hit. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Neither of those hit. That sucks.
In a panic and a mixture of the goblin panicking and your sudden confidence. You go to swing at this thing, and he ducks and weaves in a way that you weren't expecting. Your hand at the end of this actually hitting the stone wall behind him. Your knuckles cracking
Chicks
against
dodges.
it.
Oof.
It was not a good feeling. It is now Orion's turn.
You said there's one half orc in front of Calder.
In front of Calder and Yotan.
Okay. That's within 120 feet, right?
Yeah, you're like 10 feet behind them, flying 10 feet in the air.
All right, I'm gonna do Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Hog.
God fucking damn it.
Isn't it a 3-part attack? Is that how Scorching Ray works? Isn't it 3?
Yeah.
Yep, 3 rays, so you roll for
I
all
thought I
3 of
rolled
them.
a fucking 1 though.
Well, you roll for all 3 rays.
Okay. Second one is a 15.
That one hits.
Okay, and then the third one is a 21.
All right, roll damage for those last 2. Doubt you'll even need to roll damage for.
First one's a 7,
Okay.
and then the second one is a 10.
Yeah. So how do you want to do this against this man?
I think I'm going to call out to Calder as my my flame brother, and then fucking shoot a fucking Scorching Ray at the half orc.
Okay.
Hog.
You fire these 3 rays. The first he manages to duck out of the way, as he has experienced this before the other 2 strike. One strikes him in the face, the other in the chest, and they proceed to just scorch this man from the outside in, leaving him a black charred corpse laying on the street when it's done.
Hell yeah.
It's now Yotan's turn.
Let's leave one alive, shall we?
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
Can I just
You can
get?
choose
Am I
to
within
do.
melee? If I was-
Evan, I don't agree with that statement. I say hesitation is defeat.
No, I'm
Am
not
I,
hesitating. We just want to leave them so that we can see if it's a part of the bird or not that we're trying to find.
Right.
So how many are alive right now?
There's the goblin, and there's the half orc who made a run for it into the alleyway.
I
The
say,
burned one?
I say some of us go follow that half orc that ran away because he'll lead us back to whoever attacked us, most likely. And I'll take a hold of this goblin, and 2 of us stay here.
So roll. You walk up to the
Okay,
goblin. Roll.
I'll run after the orc.
Well,
So
first
you're-
I'm gonna point to the orc, and then I'll do the roll. What do you need me to
So
roll?
roll a contest against the goblin. It's going to attempt to avoid being grabbed by you.
Be another athletics check.
You would make an athletics check.
I am. Rage doesn't give athletic bonus. No, it doesn't. Dang.
I think it gives any strength based thing.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
So I am still rage, so
Yeah.
that works too.
What'd you roll? 25.
Shit.
You're not gonna like this. The goblin, as you feel like you've gotten a hold of it, somehow slips out your grasp.
So much.
It rolled a natural 20. So
Oh shit.
and it darts after the half orc who's also making a run for it. Actually speeding past him as it disengages from you and runs down the alleyway. You have 2 people running down this alleyway now. Svex, it is your turn first. You are at the back of the party.
Is there even anyone left to fight?
There's a dead body. There's 2 dead bodies and 2 runners.
So there's no one left to fight.
No. You can attempt to
Can chase
pursue.
the
but-
half orc. Yeah, that's what a bunch of us are doing. We're probably gonna follow him anyway.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Since they're both running.
Brice sounds out of it. So you guys, okay. we'll say you're out of combat for this. I want everyone to try to roll. Let's roll dexterity checks.
Can I roll a investigation check?
Everyone,
Because
check.
I really want to loot these
Oh.
bodies first.
19.
Like, can I
I
do
rolled
a
a
quick
nat
check?
20.
Can I frisk these dead bodies to see if there's anything on them of
You can
value?
stay behind and check them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vex, you are chasing after them. You're kind of leading the pack for the most part. Orion's right behind you. As this alleyway ends, you see the half orc run to the right and the goblin run to the left, both heading in separate directions as they're running full speed. Not far after this alleyway, the goblin actually trips up and falls, losing some ground from you if you guys pursued him, before continuing towards what looks to be a cellar of some sort, a small window leading into like a cellar. Why the half orc is he busted into a building and has slammed the door behind him as you guys get to this opening.
I'm gonna signal for the rest of the party to go for the goblin, and I'm gonna keep going for the half orc.
Okay.
Can I cast a spell right now?
Yes, you can.
How far is that cellar door from me?
So it's like a window leading to a
Yeah,
cellar.
how far is it?
It's probably about 100 feet.
Shit. Okay. Can I class? I'm gonna cast Flaming Sphere in front of the goblin so he like stops up.
Okay. What does that entail? What does that spell entail?
It's a 5-foot diameter sphere that I can move after as a bonus action after I cast it.
How far ahead are you spawning it in front of this goblin?
Probably like 40 feet in front of the cellar because it's only 60 feet max range.
Okay.
And when I cast it and he's within, or actually I'm gonna cast it within 5 feet of him. So he has to make a dexterity saving throw, and then he'll take 2d6 fire damage on a failed save.
Okay. He failed, so roll your damage.
Okay.
He was not prepared for a ball of fire to spawn before him.
I got an 8.
You watch as this goblin runs headfirst into this ball of fire and vanishes. There's nothing left but ash as you've incinerated this small goblin.
I guess I should have kept alive. Oh well.
Now for Svex, who is charging after this half-orc. Roll a strength check for me real quick as you're running towards the door.
Before I do that, what material is the door made of?
It is a wooden door.
Can I go straight through it?
If you roll a strength check,
Okay.
there is a chance.
What type of chance does a nat 20 plus 4 give me?
You've rolled 3 nat 20s in a row. I'm so confused, bro.
Dude, this dice.
You'd break through the door. All right, so you knock just straight through this door, and before you find a hallway with 3 doors in it, one to the right, one to the left, and there's one straight down the hallway. There's no indication that any of these the door on the left is open. The one on the right is closed, and the one at the end of the hallway is also closed. You hear voices at the end of the hall, and you hear voices on the left as you enter this chamber.
Would Divine Sense be able to detect anyone?
What does Divine Sense do specifically?
As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
You would not.
Okay.
I also have Danger Sense, which is at the second level. I gain uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away
It
from
just
danger.
gives you
have
an advantage on dex saves against
Yeah.
traps. Because
Yeah,
barbarians are apparently nimble as mess. Which I don't understand that, but that's the way of the barbarian. So you have a choice. You have the 3 doorways. Which way are you going?
I guess we'll start with the first one.
Right or left?
Left.
All right, you come to this doorway, to the threshold of this room. Inside, you see what looks like it's 3 humans kind of laughing to one another as they're drinking. They don't pay you any attention as you enter the room. There doesn't appear to be anyone else within this room, though. It looks to be just like a table and a couple of barrels. That's about it within this room.
I'm gonna check the barrels.
All right. You go through each of the barrels. They appear to be filled with different types of food, and one of them appears to be filled with what you believe to be water, but you're not quite sure.
Okay, I guess I'll move on to the next room.
All right. You move on. Which one? The one across the hall from that, or down the hall?
Across the hall.
That door is locked.
What material is the door made of?
This one it is also wood, but it seems to be reinforced with metal bars that go across that hold the wood together.
I'm gonna use my axe to open it.
All right. Roll an attack on the door.
12.
All right. As you slam into this door, you hear one of the guys behind you kind of start shouting. He's like, "Hey, hey, what are you doing to our door?" He kind of stumbles over, looking a little drunk. He says, "What are you doing in here?" And he kind of turns and goes, "What the fuck happened to the front door? So you do this?" Kind of
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, "This is official Crown business. I need you to unlock this door for me."
He says, "It's just our fucking room, but okay." And he goes up to it drunkenly, pulls out a key, opens the door. It appears to be you'd say it's a bedroom. It's got a couple beds in it.
Are you sure this is the right area that we're supposed to be in, Brice?
It's the door that he went through.
Is it?
He watched the half-orc run through into the room, or into the building, close the door, and then he found 3 doors that the half-orc could have gone through.
So this is a guess.
Yes.
Check which door has a warm
That's what I was
warm
thinking.
handprint on.
Yeah.
How would I do that? What?
There was really
feel the
nothing left
doorknob.
behind, but no. So you enter the sleeping quarters of this house. There are 5 cots within this room. Nothing else. There's appears to be chests, each filled with clothes. There's nothing else. There's no way of anyone hiding underneath a bed or anything like that. It's just the cots and the chest full of clothes.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to the last door then.
All right, you go to the very last door. You open it up. You see a group. You see another 2 humans. One of them picking up the other one off the ground. As it looks that the window in the back has been opened. A little aggressively. It's a little bent, as it wasn't opened quite right, and one of the panes within it is actually cracked. And you see on this door frame there are bits of charred flesh.
I'm gonna look at the guys and I'm gonna say half orc.
Well, the one guy nods. He's checking on his friend, who seems to have a bit of a bloody nose.
I'm going to put down Brice and tell him to let the rest of the party know which way to go, and I'm going to go out the window after him.
Roll a athletics check.
Ooh, baby. 17. 11 plus 6.
Okay, you managed to slide through this window pretty easily. You're in a back alley with 3 routes to take. There isn't quite, you're not quite sure where to go. You've never really run around this area, and there isn't really any kind of sign on where he went from this point.
And I'm guessing Sarvoth is still quiet, so I can't ask for any hints.
You can certainly try. At the moment, she hasn't been saying much.
I guess I'll try.
Okay.
Any hints? I whispered to myself.
There's a long silence before you hear the sound of something clacking on the ground some distance from you. And for a moment, you swear you saw a dice hit the ground before there's nothing there. And then you hear her voice say, this is not the way. And there's silence.
So, which way was that one?
As in, she was saying, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. This is not the time. That's what it was. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. My apologies. She said, this is not the time. And she goes silent. I switched words.
When in doubt, go left. I'll go down the left one.
Okay. You run out to the left, and you come out onto a street, nearly running into a bugbear as you come out. He kind of growls at you a little bit before kind of moving on his way. And you find you're in a much busier part of this underground area. And it looks to be you've entered what looks to almost like a primarily beast folk district. Mostly this specific area, you don't see any kind of like human-like races. It's mainly bugbears, goblins, kobolds, dragonborn, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And you have no visual of your semi-burnt. Actually, he wasn't burnt. He wasn't burnt at all. He just had a broken wrist. That's right. Yeah, this is the guy who broke his wrist and then made a run for it. So yeah, there's no sign of your half-orc compatriot.
He didn't even try to anything.
He was scared of Jotun,
Just...
which is not the first person that Jotun is scared off. But yeah, you are without a lead.
I guess I'll just walk back to the party then.
Yeah. So you all reconvene, and that's what we're gonna call it for tonight.
Cool.
So you guys are back together in the underground.
Hoggers.
With a little bit more information that you had than before about everything that is happening. And Jabbers has returned. He seems a bit skittish when he rejoins you guys, but he's a little disappointed that he didn't help, but he was scared. So, you know. But on that note, yeah, we'll continue this in 2 weeks on Tuesday again. The next session for the other group will be on Thursday, which one of the members I think is watching still. So if you guys are looking forward to seeing the other half of the party doing their adventuring as they travel south towards the Outlands, that will be on Thursday night. And on that note, if you're here and you haven't followed already, follow us. You know, give us a like on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube page, whatever. Really makes us feel better. And we hope to see you in the next one. Peace.